Parasite, Gu, breeding longevity path, starting from the love-enamored Gu. Author, Thousand Lakes True Person. Chapter 301. Third Stage Bookworm, Birth of a Virtual Library _4. Even if the enemy knows about it, it won't matter, but it could even boost the morale of the three sects. Great, Elder Zhou has successfully initiated his core formation, it's truly a cause for celebration for our Immortal Mist sect. Now, among our three major sects, we have a total of 4 gold core masters. Moreover, Elder Zhou is also a third stage array master, so even facing this beast tide, there shouldn't be any problem. The Foundation establishment elders were overjoyed. They had been quite anxious at first, but upon seeing Zhou Sui successfully initiate core formation, their hearts were filled with delight. The heavy weight in their hearts was instantly dropped, giving them a sense of relief. Beast tide? Is a beast tide about to invade the Tri-Star Island group? Zhou Sui squinted his eyes. He instantly recalled the memory he had obtained from the blood-red old freak and others that seemed to suggest the arrival of an unprecedented beast tide that would sweep the entire Kanglan Sea. No matter where one is in the Kanglan Sea, there would be no escaping this calamity. The blood-red old freak and the others had been preparing for this once-in-a-millennium beast tide. Indeed, Elder Zhou. And this is not an ordinary beast tide. It's said this is an unprecedented beast tide initiated by the Sea Clan. Several nascent soul late-stage demon kings have appeared in the Sea Clan, greatly increasing their strength. They are not satisfied that our human clan has occupied the Kanglan Sea for so long, and have launched a war. These Sea Clan cultivators drove the countless sea beasts from the depths of the sea, launching attacks on all major islands. Although our Tri-Star Island group is not in the core area, but only the peripheral area of Wuji Alliance. We are also affected by the beast tide. Not far from here, sea beasts and demon beasts numbering in the tens of thousands are already approaching. Including second stage demon beasts, even third stage ones. Ma Qianjun had a troubled look on his face. This was a huge crisis for the Immortal Mist sect, Danding faction, and King Mu sect. If they can't withstand this beast tide, then all their previous efforts and accumulation would be destroyed overnight. They might even perish in the beast tide. What about the Wuji Alliance, can we ask them for help? Zhou Sui asked. Elder Zhou, that's futile. We've already asked Wuji Alliance for help before, but they didn't pay any attention. Because the scope of this beast tide is too broad, covering the entire sea area ruled by the Wuji Alliance. That is to say, the number of Golden Core forces calling for help from Wuji Alliance is overwhelming. For instance, the Golden Core families in our nearby sea areas are also frantically seeking for help. But they were ignored by Wuji Alliance. They have one response, that is to let us fend for ourselves. After all, the main focus of the Wuji Alliance's headquarters is on defending their third and fourth stage islands. As for our peripheral islands like us, we are left to fend for ourselves. The Foundation establishment elders were quite helpless. They originally thought they could get support from the Wuji Alliance, but who would have expected that even the Lord of the Land didn't have extra resources? The area managed by the Wuji Alliance is too vast, it's an endless sea. The manpower is limited. It's impossible to protect every island. As a result, the Golden Core forces on the peripheral islands had no choice but to fend for themselves. They cannot just die in this beast tide. Bang! Thinking of this, Zhou Sui moved his thoughts, he immediately used his heart eyes for insight. When he advanced to the Golden Core realm, his divine sense range had expanded to 100 miles. His heart eyes viewing range was 10 times larger than his divine sense. So a radius of 1,000 miles was within his heart eyes observation range. With his heart eyes as the center, the power of the heart eyes spread out in a spherical shape in all directions. Immediately, he sensed countless sea beasts in a sea area hundreds of miles away. These were sea creatures belonging to the Sea Clan, living in the deep sea on normal days. Now, driven by the Sea Clan cultivators, they were rushing towards the Tri-Star Island group like mad. The number had already exceeded 100,000. If these beasts rush into Immortal Mist City and the locations of the three major sects, they may cause severe damage. There are 13 Golden Core Realm Sea Clan cultivators. Over 1,000 second stage demon beasts. And over 100,000 first stage demon beasts. Not bad at all, I just advanced to the core formation today, and I can use these sea beasts to practice. Moreover, the meat of these sea beasts seems extremely delicious and can supplement the consumption of essence blood in my body. Zhou Sui would not forget that his third stage dragon elephant Gu needed to consume large amounts of high protein from beast and sea beasts. In his eyes, these sea beasts were food that delivered itself to his doorstep. Unless a nascent soul-level demon beast came with this beast tide, he would not be afraid. Thinking of this, he said to the Foundation establishment cultivators, "Don't worry, it's just a beast tide. They are nothing but insignificant underlings. You guys just stay inside the formation. They won't be able to break the third stage grand formation I've set up." As he spoke, he used his newly obtained ability Heavenly Charm Voice. This ability is not only capable of capturing women's hearts, but also men's. It makes them trust him completely. Even if what he says is absurd, the others will find it plausible. "Yes, Elder Zhou." After listening to these words, the apprehensive Foundation establishment cultivators calmed down. They felt unprecedented security and calmness. Chapter 302. Third Stage Bookworm, Birth of a Virtual Library _5. With Elder Zhou there, it would seem that even if the sky were falling down, it would be all right. At this moment, in the middle of the sea, under the drive of 13 Golden Core Sea Clan cultivators, tens of thousands of sea beasts set off towards the Tri-Star Island group. Their swarm was massive, creating monstrous tidal waves. Taking the lead was a sea being of the Black Shark tribe of 3rd class, high-grade status. Its name was Shawu. The so-called Sea Clan, in fact, is a unique race living in the Kanglan Sea area. They belong to amphibious creatures, able to live on land as well as in the deep sea. Of course, they prefer living deep underwater. They also built city after city deep in the ocean. They are a considerable force in the Kanglan Sea area, in no way inferior to the human clan. Members of the Sea Clan also have astounding wisdom, comparable to humans. They have innately strong bodies and can control demonic powers, making them the greatest threat to humans in the Kanglan Sea area. After all, Sea Clan creatures occasionally attack human flying boats and ships, causing great harm to humans. On the other hand, human cultivators often hunt Sea Clan beings and extract demon cores from their bodies, along with various other materials. In short, for tens of thousands of years, the grievances between the two sides have persisted. The Sea Clan has many tribes, like the Black Shark tribe, Mermaid tribe, Turtle tribe, Arrowfish clan, Flood Dragon clan, Electric Eel clan, etc., all being powerful clans within the Sea Clan. Under the leadership of these tribes, the Sea Clan often inflicts severe losses on humans. However, in recent years, due to the birth of a large number of nascent soul cultivators in the human clan, the power of humans has greatly increased. Thus, the Sea Clan has been living in hardship, often being hunted, and could only survive by hiding in the deep sea. But now it's different. The Sea Clan has also birthed a few demon kings who are in the late stages of the nascent soul, greatly increasing their strength. Therefore, they want to retaliate against humans and recapture the sea areas that rightfully belong to the Sea Clan. Lord Shawu, the group of islands inhabited by humans, is straight ahead, known as the Tri-Star Island Group. It is said to be controlled by a human city called Immortal Mist City, where more than 100,000 human cultivators live, along with millions of ordinary humans. If we can completely destroy this city, this sea area will entirely belong to us. Of course, it's said human cultivators are proficient in alchemy, so there must be a large number of pills refined inside. If we can destroy Immortal Mist City, then all the pills and spiritual medicine inside will belong to us. A Golden Core Sea Clan cultivator from the Arrowfish clan, a 3rd class, lower grade demon beast, spoke with excitement for the upcoming mission. Because if they succeed, the rewards for them would be countless. Even its cultivation might further progress. In the future, it might have a chance to become a nascent soul demon king. You could say that for every 3rd class demon beast, this Sea Tribe campaign is an unprecedented opportunity. Correct. The Tri-Star Island Group is a worthy opponent. There are only 3 Golden Core female human cultivators inside. The other human Foundation establishment cultivators aren't worth mentioning. Once we deal with these 3 human Golden Core female cultivators, the Tri-Star Island Group will surely be beaten by us. Shawu nodded slowly, his body wrapped in a deep killing intent. He held extreme hatred for humans, practically wishing he could smash them into 1,000 pieces. Therefore, this time he did not go with the main force to attack the headquarters of the Wuji Alliance. Instead, he led a team to attack the nearby remote sea areas. The goal was to slaughter humans. Because according to his cultivation level, if he does not encounter the nascent soul ancestor of humans, there won't be any problem wherever he goes in the vast Kanglan Sea area. But Lord Shawu, humans are good at creating seventh-order formations. There must be a third-class formation in this immortal mist city. If we attack the human city, many sea beasts will have to die before we can break through the third-class formation. A third-class sea clan cultivator reminded. He was quite wary of human formations. Even though individual human cultivators are no match for sea clan cultivators, humans excel at using sacred artifacts and formations to augment their combat power. As a result, the sea clan is at a disadvantage in fights against humans. The formation, in particular, is something it deeply detests. Often, even an ordinary human cultivator can use the power of a formation to stand against dozens of sea clan cultivators of the same class. If they forcefully attacked, the losses would be severe. Haha, you can rest assured about that. To deal with these human formations, the Demon King has bestowed upon me an upper-grade sacred artifact, the Spirit Sealing Stake. Shawu felt rather pleased and took out a sacred artifact. It looked like a black stake with countless mysterious runes engraved on it, unfathomable. It's actually the upper-grade sacred artifact, the Spirit Sealing Stake. It's rumored that this upper-grade artifact, when placed on the ground, can seal the power of a spirit vein and disrupt its flow. Right, this is simply a supreme weapon against human formations. The power of human formations stems from nothing but the manipulation of the spirit vein's power. Now that the Spirit Sealing Stake has appeared, it can seal the human spirit veins, disrupt their flow, and even hold off nature's spiritual energy. In doing so, the human's formations will lose their effects. It's said that the Demon King, in order to deal with the human clan, has specially combined many sea clan grandmasters of artifact refining, used countless materials, and forged many spirit sealing stakes. I didn't expect this rumor to be true. With the upper-grade sacred artifact, the Spirit Sealing Stake, it's easy to deal with humans. Many third-class sea clan cultivators engaged in passionate discussion. They widened their eyes, looking at the upper-grade sacred artifact in the hands of Shawu, showing unabated expressions of amazement. At the same time, their confidence greatly increased. They were initially worried about the third-class formation of human cultivators. But now, with the power of the upper-grade sacred artifact, the Spirit Sealing Stake, dismantling the human's third-class formation would be as easy as turning one's hand. This war was thought to be foolproof. It seems you all know the goods. You understand the power of the upper-grade sacred artifact, the Spirit Sealing Stake. In this campaign, we the Sea Clan, are destined to win. We must exterminate the human clan from the Kanglan Sea area and restore the glory of the ancient Sea Clan. Since ancient times, the Kanglan Sea area has belonged to us, the Sea Clan. Humans are nothing but outsiders, invaders. I must exterminate the human cultivators in the Kanglan Sea area and restore the glory of the ancient Sea Clan. Shawu was ambitious. You're right, restore the glory of the ancient Sea Clan. Exterminate the human cultivators, restore the glory of the Sea Clan. The humans are nothing more than food for our Sea Clan. This time they are doomed. Many third-class Sea Clan cultivators shouted loudly. Oh, you're quite bold. Even thinking of exterminating our human clan. It seems we have to exterminate you. At this moment, a voice suddenly echoed among the third-class Sea Clan cultivators, reaching deep into their sea of consciousness, making each of them stand on end with shock and fear. Chapter 303, The Might of the Gold-Eating Bug, the Domination of the Goo Insects 1. Who's there? Shawu was taken aback. He could hardly believe that an enemy could approach him silently. Given his divine sense, he should have sensed the enemy within an area of 10 miles around him. But now, even though he had heard their voice, he knew nothing about the enemy. The enemy's tactics were unfathomable. Dream Region. The one speaking was naturally Zhou Sui. After advancing to the early Golden Core stage, he had much improved his cultivation, not planning to wait for these Sea Clan cultivators to attack the Tri-Star Island group. Instead, he used the teleportation insect to take Lang Yuexi, Lin Yazu, and Shen Baiqian, 3 female Golden Core Master, directly to the heart of the enemy, facing these third-stage Sea Clan cultivators. He intended to use the Thunder method to utterly annihilate this group of Sea Clan cultivators, intimidating the Sea Clan. Sometimes, in a race war, being low-key would not solve the problem. Only the Thunder method could completely intimidate the enemy and win lasting peace. At this moment, Zhou Sui immediately used the power of the Dream Soul Goo. You should know that his cultivation has now reached the early stage of Golden Core, the Dream Soul Gu has been promoted to the 3rd stage middle grade, and most importantly, his soul power is already on par with an early stage nascent soul cultivator. The combination of the three boosted the power of the Dream Soul Gu to its maximum. Compared to before, it was day and night difference. Boom! Immediately, an intangible force of the dream region diffused, instantly covering hundreds of miles of sea, enveloping these sea clan cultivators, along with many sea beasts, in the dream region. At this moment, these sea clan cultivators were lost in the dreamland and illusions, unable to tell reality from illusion. Very good. Seeing this, Zhou Sui was very satisfied. The power of the dream region was a domineering skill, as long as those who have not practiced pupil skill and not possess sufficient soul power would be instantly affected and unable to free themselves. Moreover, numerical superiority was useless. The more that came, the more that perished. Illusion technique. You dare to use illusion technique on me, Sha Wu? You are seeking death. At this moment, Sha Wu came to his senses. His eyes showed a frightful gleam, seeming to penetrate the insubstantial dream region, seeing beyond the realm of dreams. At the same time, he saw Zhou Sui, Lang Yuexi, Lin Yazhu, and Shen Baiqian, who were in the center of the dream region. Seeing these 4 human golden core cultivators, he realized what was happening. These sea clan cultivators' hallucinations were caused by these human golden core cultivators. Luckily he had practiced the secret pupil skill of the Black Shark tribe, which enabled him to see through many illusions. Otherwise, he would certainly fall into the enemy's trap. Unfortunately, even though he could see through the power of the dream region, the other sea clan cultivators couldn't and were still confused by the dream region, completely unaware of where they were. 4 human golden core cultivators, 3 of whom are female golden core cultivators. I see, you are the golden core cultivators of the Tri-Star Island group. Good, very good, I haven't even personally come to exterminate you. You guys dare to take the initiative. Sha Wu was infuriated. He had originally thought that these human cultivators would make use of the power of the 3rd stage formation and stay hidden on the island. Who would have thought that they had no intention of holding on to the formation, but had come out instead? The ruler must be captured first to catch bandits. Obviously, the purpose of these 4 human golden core cultivators was simple, to eliminate their group of sea clan golden core cultivators. Once successful, the beast tide would naturally collapse. Die, Black Death Storm! Sha Wu shouted angrily. To break the illusion, he had to eliminate these human golden core masters, otherwise, other sea clan golden core cultivators would not be able to break free from the illusion. He saw it unleash fierce demonic power in its own body, demonstrating the innate divine ability from the Black Shark tribe. The so-called innate divine ability is a unique power of the demon clan. Their bloodline contained a powerful divine skill, which did not require learning and could be naturally mastered. It seemed like the body's instinct. Therefore, the innate divine ability could instantaneously unleash great power, far greater than ordinary skills. This is one reason why the demon clan's combat power is far stronger than humans cultivators of the same level. Boom! From its body as the center, infinite evil chi erupted, forming a terrifying black storm, as if countless souls were wailing within the storm. Each strand of evil chi was like a flying sword, exuding a terrifying sharpness, invincible. If hit by this black death storm, not only would the body be shredded into countless pieces, the interior would also be invaded by the evil chi, disrupting the circulation of mana. This was the innate divine ability that the Black Shark tribe was proud of, even a human cultivator wielding magic treasures would have difficulty resisting it. Whoosh! Naturally, Zhou Sui had no plans to collide head-on with the Black Shark clan cultivator in the late Golden Core stage. By using the teleportation insect, his figure flashed, and he instantly arrived behind the opponent, easily dodging their attack. Boom! The Black Death Storm instantly hit countless sea beasts and sea clan cultivators. They couldn't withstand such terrifying divine skill, and their bodies were immediately torn apart by the black evil chi. In just an instant, these sea beasts and sea clan cultivators were slashed thousands of times and chopped into countless pieces. Chapter 304, The Might of the Gold-Eating Bug, the domination of the goo insects _2. This one strike took the lives of at least 100 second-stage sea beasts and thousands of first-stage sea beasts. Sea beast fragments floated on the ocean surface, blood staining the water. Despicable human cultivator! If you have the guts, stop hiding. Looking at this scene, Sha Wu was furious. From its perspective, the human cultivator's actions were intentional. He was seeking to use Xiaowu's own power to exterminate the sea beasts. This was nothing other than making a fool of Xiaowu, which was completely unacceptable. Boom! In an instant, Zhou Sui, wielding his flying sword, invoked his golden core cultivation power and thrust forward his sword as quick as lightning. The first move of the real dragon sword technique, Dragon's Claw. A terrifying sword chi transformed into a dragon's claw, appearing like a real dragon reaching out its claw. With a speed faster than thunder, it heavily struck on Xiaowu's body, releasing a terrifying sword chi. This was not sword chi from a foundation establishment cultivator, but sword chi from a golden core cultivator. Compared to the previous one, it was at least 10 times more powerful. Ah! Caught off guard, Xiaowu bore the full brunt of this attack. Its body was mutilated by the sword chi, causing numerous wounds and gushing out blood, pushing its body several hundred meters backwards. Even so, relying on its strong scales, it managed to endure this fatal blow. The body's defense is so formidable. Zhou Sui raised an eyebrow. The previous sword strike was merely a trial, he did not exert all his strength. But even so, that strike was enough to slay a golden core master. However, when confronting this golden core cultivator of the Black Shark tribe, it seemed slightly inadequate. The scales on the opponent's body, as well as its robust physique, had a degree of defense not inferior to normal low-grade defense magical treasures. Without a doubt, this was an important reason why the Sea clan could dominate the Kanglan Sea, their physiques were comparable to magical treasures. This alone surpassed many human cultivators. Haha, foolish human cultivator. Your attacks are of no use to me. The body defense of my Black Shark tribe is comparable to a low-grade magical treasure. Even if we take your human cultivator's skills and attacks head-on, we still remain unscathed. Let's see how you plan to fight me. Xiaowu burst into laughter, coughing up blood all the while. Although that sword strike did not kill Xiaowu, the horrifying sword chi permeated its skin and entered its body. This caused substantial damage to it internally, as if it had been cut 1,000 times. Even so, it didn't show any signs of weakness, refusing to reveal its plight. Because in the world of the Sea clan, showing weakness would surely incite numerous sea beasts to attack. No matter what, it must endure. At this moment, it was already considering an escape. The human golden core cultivator before him was truly terrifying. He was not someone Xiaowu could deal with. If it didn't escape now, it might end up staying here for good. As for the other Sea clan cultivators and sea beasts, it could only afford to let these fools fend for themselves. If that's the case, let's see. With a thought, Zhou Sui immediately controlled the gold-eating bugs, which had already advanced to the third stage. The swarm of gold-eating bugs, composed of 3,000 in total, possessed armor-breaking abilities. No matter how formidable an enemy's defense was, it would be hard to withstand the might of the gold-eating bugs. Boom! In an instant, the gold-eating bugs coalesced. The capability of mutual fusion transformed the 3,000 gold-eating bugs into a golden glow, hurtled towards Xiaowu. What? Xiaowu immediately sensed a fatal threat, its entire body trembling. If it was hit by this strike, no matter how high its defense, it would undoubtedly die. Black Sha Barrier. Without saying another word, it activated its second bloodline divine power, manipulating endless black Sha gales to form an enormous black barrier. The black barrier, condensed from black Sha gales, was extremely thick. And in an instant, 3 black walls were formed. If the enemy's attack approached this wall of black death, they would instantly be swallowed by the endless black death cyclone, disappearing without a trace. This was also its most powerful defensive divine power. But in the next second, a golden light broke through the air and hit this wall of black death. Bang! These 3 black death walls couldn't even withstand a single second, and they were instantly shattered by the golden light, collapsing with a loud crash. Impossible! Xiaowu screamed. He simply couldn't believe that his most powerful defensive divine power couldn't even stand up for a second, and it was shattered in an instant, completely defenseless. At this moment, he was shocked to see that this golden light had also pierced his body, producing countless holes, filled with wounds and blood flowing. A severe pain spread throughout Xiaowu's body, which was even more painful than being tortured. He stared at Zhou Sui, but now, he had no strength left. In the end, his enormous body fell into the sea, already devoid of the breath of life. Not bad. Seeing this, Zhou Sui was immediately satisfied. The gold-eating bug, having advanced to the third stage, had become a brutal creature, possessing extraordinary combat power. If it were to leave Zhou Sui, it would likely turn into a bug disaster, sweeping everything, leading to countless deaths and injuries to all living beings. Of course, the powerful swarm of gold-eating bugs did not come without a cost. That is, they needed too much food, and ordinary people simply couldn't afford to feed them. The resources they needed to consume each day were astronomical. Ordinary cultivators would be driven to bankruptcy by them. Fortunately, the Kanglan Sea is vast and rich in resources. Feeding 3,000 gold-eating bugs should not be a problem. Especially the depths of the seafloor in the Kanglan Sea, which hide enormous metal veins. These are the dining halls for the gold-eating bugs. Maybe later I will have to use the power of the object-searching goo to find mineral veins suitable for feeding the gold-eating bugs. Zhou Sui narrowed his eyes, pondering the question of the source of food for the gold-eating bugs. Fortunately, he had refined the object-searching goo, which could help him find all kinds of treasures and mineral veins. Otherwise, finding mineral veins suitable for gold-eating bugs would not be such a simple matter. Just as he was thinking, Lin Yazhu, Lang Yuexi, and Shen Baiqian also made their moves. Taking advantage of the remaining 12 C-clan Golden Core cultivators trapped in the dream region, unable to move their bodies, they mercilessly beat them down, without mercy. Etherwood Shen Li. Lin Yazhu held the top-grade magical treasure, the Gold Thunder Bamboo, controlling bolts of green Shen Li, transforming them into a sea of thunder falling from the sky, fiercely bombarding these C-clan Golden Core cultivators. Having advanced to Golden Core completion, Lin Yazhu was even more formidable at this moment, especially after dual cultivation with Zhou Sui, the mana inside her was extremely pure. Consequently, the Etherwood Shen Li she controlled was even more powerful, exuding destructive power to the extreme. Taiyin Spirit Fire. At this moment, Shen Baiqian seemed to become surrounded by a huge silver fire, looking like a fire goddess, turning the area several miles around her into an endless sea of fire. She was now more adept at controlling the Taiyin Spirit Fire, which felt like a part of her own body. At this moment, the Taiyin Spirit Fire could not hurt her, but instead helped to temper her body, causing her body to continuously evolve, becoming more and more adapted to the power of the Taiyin Spirit Fire. Strands of Taiyin Spirit Fire also fell on the bodies of these C-clan Golden Core cultivators. Golden Light Divine Jiao. Lang Yuexi also manipulated the top-grade magical treasure, the Golden Jiao Scissors. Her cultivation level had also advanced to the middle Golden Core stage, continuously improving towards the late Golden Core stage. Although her momentum and power did not match the two elder sisters before her, with the aid of the Golden Jiao Scissors, the power she unleashed was not inferior to any late-stage Golden Core cultivator. Terrifying golden lights came slashing, enough to pierce through many Golden Core cultivators. Boom! The 3 Golden Core female cultivators took action at the same time. The power they unleashed was earth-shattering, covering 100 miles of the sea area. In just a split second, the 12 remaining C-clan Golden Core cultivators were all directly blown up, shattered into pieces. And it wasn't just these C-clan Golden Core cultivators who were simple deaths. Thousands of second-stage magical beasts, as well as tens of thousands of first-stage magical beasts, couldn't resist this heavenly punishment. One by one, they fell into a pool of blood, their bodies torn to shreds on the spot. Roar! After the death of the 13 C-clan Golden Core cultivators, the controlled sea beasts that had survived were scared shitless. One by one, they dared not stay in place and quickly swam towards the deep sea. The crisis of the beast tide that had affected the Tri-Star Island group was thus silently resolved. Chapter 305, Acquiring the Third Stage Demon Core, Pseudo-Pill Cultivator L. My lord, you're so powerful. You've just advanced to the early stage of the Golden Core, yet you can leap 2 small realms and kill a late-stage Golden Core C-clan cultivator. Such combat prowess, there are only a few comparable in the entire Kanglan Sea region. Shen Baiqian looked admiringly at Zhou Sui, her beautiful eyes revealing a hint of charm. It could be said that without Zhou Sui, killing 13 Golden Core Realm C-clan cultivators would have been impossible. They could only hide within the 7th Order formation and rely on its power to counteract. But with Zhou Sui's help, killing these Golden Core Realm C-clan cultivators was as easy as slaughtering chickens. The difference between the two scenarios was enormous. Really? Well, my combat prowess elsewhere is also unparalleled. Zhou Sui put his arm around Shen Baiqian's slender waist. Watching Shen Baiqian's graceful figure during the battle, he too was getting a bit excited. How could he resist when her charm is so great, it seeps right into his bones. As for that, I won't comment. But overall, I am very satisfied. Shen Baiqian giggled, her eyes full of flirtatious charm. Shameless woman, what kind of inappropriate things are you speaking here, under such broad daylight? Be mindful of the influence. Lin Yazua's face turned red, casting an annoyed glance at the two shameless fellows. This was a ruthless battlefield, yet they were flirting openly. If these Sea clan cultivators knew about this, they would surely be furious enough to resurrect out of anger. My lord, this time we've obtained 13 third-stage demon cores. And 123 second-stage demon cores. We've truly hit the jackpot this time. Lang Yuexi was very excited. Earlier, she had been dissecting the bodies of the monster beasts, from which she had extracted a number of demon cores. Without a doubt, the benefits they reaped this time were immense. The so-called third-stage demon core is naturally the inner core of a third-stage monster beast. Unlike the second-stage monster beast, as long as one advances to the third-stage realm, they will invariably form a demon core within their bodies. These third-stage demon cores came from the 13 Sea clan cultivators who had died, all of them being in the golden core realm. Third-stage demon core? This is indeed a rare treasure. With the help of the power from a third-stage demon core, it can support a cultivator at the foundation establishment stage to reach the pseudo-pill realm. Zhou Sui exclaimed in admiration. Undoubtedly, the third-stage demon cores were extremely precious treasures, even more valuable than the golden liquid jade return pill, even within the Kanglan Sea region. After all, these were precious demon cores from inside third-stage monster beasts, which could only be obtained by killing a third-stage monster beast that was comparable to a golden core master. It goes without saying how precious they were. Even a golden core cultivator of the same stage would find it extremely difficult to single-handedly defeat a third-stage monster beast. Therefore, third-stage demon cores were extremely rare. But of course, the reason they were so valuable was not just that they were hard to come by. More importantly, they could help cultivators at foundation establishment who had no hope of reaching the core formation to advance to the pseudo-pill realm. The so-called pseudo-pill realm is, in essence, not very different from a true golden core master. Pseudo-pill cultivators not only have the same 500-year lifespan as a golden core master, but they can also possess golden core cultivation power in the golden core law domain. Their combat power is only slightly weaker than that of early-stage golden core cultivators. However, they have an overwhelming advantage over cultivators at foundation establishment. In other words, they might not be able to fight against same-stage golden core cultivators, but they perform excellently when it comes to tyrannizing weaker ones. That's what being a pseudo-pill cultivator means. However, it does have a major drawback. Once the pseudo-pill is formed, one's cultivation will no longer be able to advance, they will remain at the pseudo-pill level for the rest of their life, which is equivalent to the early stage of golden core. The reason for this, of course, has to do with pseudo-pill cultivators using third-stage demon cores. Real golden core masters form the golden core within their bodies through their own mana. But what about those cultivators with perfect foundation establishment whose aptitude is not enough? As their bodies contain many impurities, and their divine sense is insufficient, they are bound to fail in forming the core. But throughout the long history, ancient cultivators have identified a shortcut. That is, by relying on the demon cores within third-stage monster beasts. Foundation establishment cultivators merge with the third-stage demon core, which allows them to enter the golden core realm. Because this is not the real golden core formed within oneself, but formed with the help of external forces, it is called a pseudo-pill. Despite the many flaws of this pseudo-pill realm and the inability to advance in cultivation. For most foundation establishment cultivators, it's a shortcut they're extremely eager for. After all, if they don't become pseudo-pill, they will surely die from exhaustion of their lifespan, just able to live a little over 200 years. But once they become a pseudo-pill cultivator, they'll have an immediate lifespan of 500 years, which is doubled in an instant. Plus, they possess the power of a golden core master and are invincible against weaker enemies. Even for some golden core sects and golden core clans, this is considered a cherished heritage. After all, not every generation of golden core forces can find descendants capable of advancing to the golden core realm. At this time, the appearance of a third-stage demon core provides them with a shortcut, making the cultivators of the sect advance to the pseudo-pill realm. This actually isn't much different from a true golden core master. They can still protect the sect's inheritance for hundreds of years. In history, the Immortal Mist sect did just that. In the face of several generations of disciples failing to become golden core, a third-stage demon core was obtained, which gave birth to a pseudo-pill cultivator, protecting the immortal mist sect's heritage for hundreds of years to come. Chapter 306, Obtaining the Third Stage Demon Core, Pseudo-Pill Cultivator _2. It goes without saying that, if a third stage demon core was to circulate, it would certainly fetch an astronomical price at auction. It's strange. Why does a third stage demon core help human cultivators to enter the pseudo-pill realm? But why can't a human golden core cultivator's golden core do the same? Lang Yuexi was extremely curious about this. After all, a third stage demon core is the only thing that can help human foundation establishment cultivators enter the pseudo-pill realm. A human golden core, however, could not do so. It's simple, it's because the golden core within a human and the third stage demon core within a demon creature are fundamentally different. A human golden core, formed from the energy of essence, chi, and spirit, is akin to an energy body. Once a golden core cultivator dies, the golden core within will automatically disperse and dissipate into the world. The third stage demon core within a demon creature, though, is a sort of special organ. It contains a large amount of golden core energy and has fused with the creature's prime essence. That's why it can be utilized by human cultivators. Zhou Sui explained. To be honest, if the golden core within a human could work for other humans, many cultivators would have coveted the sinking golden core cultivators long ago. If you obtain a golden core, you would certainly become a pseudo-pill cultivator. This is simply unimaginable temptation. I see. Lang Yuexi nodded, she looked up at Zhou Sui admiringly, worthy of her husband, he is indeed learned and talented. This was quite normal. After all, Zhou Sui had consumed all the heritage jade records and various books of the three major sects, he was one of the most knowledgeable people among the three sects. He knew more or less about all the secret records of the three sects. Husband, what is this? At this time, Shen Baiqian found a storage bag on the fallen Black Killing Clan Golden Core cultivator and discovered a strange treasure inside. It looked like a giant black stake. After all, she specializes in alchemy, not in artifact refining. There were countless treasures in the world, and it was impossible for her to recognize them all. This is a top-quality artifact, the spirit sealing stake. In an instant, Zhou Sui's pupils contracted. He used hard-eye recognition to identify it and immediately obtained a lot of information about the artifact. A top-quality artifact, the spirit sealing stake. This Black Shark tribe cultivator actually has such an artifact. Lin Yazue was also greatly surprised. She didn't recognize it at first, but she couldn't believe it after Zhou Sui's reminder. What's the matter? Why are you surprised? Is it some kind of incredible artifact? Shen Baiqian curiously asked. It's indeed an incredible artifact. Even on the Immortal Mist Island, there are none of such treasures. The greatest use of this top-quality artifact, the spirit sealing stake, is to disrupt the earth vein energy and seal the spiritual energy. If the spirit sealing stake ever appeared on Immortal Mist Island, it would definitely cause chaos in the world. Lin Yazue remarked. Hearing this, both Shen Baiqian and Lang Yuexi, who were not fools, immediately understood the power of this top-quality artifact. It was undoubtedly an artifact specifically aimed at earth veins and the Seventh Order formation. With this artifact, it would be even more powerful than possessing a Third Order prohibition-breaking talisman. Many formations would be suppressed by this artifact. No wonder these Sea Clan cultivators, despite knowing we have a Third Order formation for protection, still dared to bring vast numbers of sea beasts here. It's because they have the spirit sealing stake. They have no fear of our Third Order formation. Lang Yuexi suddenly realized. She could completely imagine a scene where the Sea Clan cultivators use the spirit sealing stake to seal a series of Third Order formations, then, using the force of many sea beasts to eliminate the human cultivators. With the humans outnumbered, they could only be wiped out. They would be powerless to resist. The Sea Clan came well prepared this time. They even prepared the spirit sealing stake. This time, the human clan in the Kanglan Sea area is definitely going to face a huge catastrophe. Shen Baiqian's face was grim. The humans initially had the advantage with their formations. With the power of formations, they could resist the Sea Clan. They could even win the battle. Even though the Sea Clan outnumbers them, as long as they can't break the formation, they will keep being worn down. If their losses are too great, the Sea Clan will retreat of their own accord. This has been the case for thousands of years in history. But now, the emergence of the spirit sealing stake has changed all that. This time, the Sea Clan is said to have made 108 spirit sealing stakes in total. The stake carried by Wu is just one of them. Zhou Sui spoke in a deep voice. Earlier, he had used the power of the Dream Soul Goo to devour the souls of Wu and the other Sea Clan cultivators, took the memories within, and learned a great deal about the Sea Clan from them. They made this many spirit-sealing stakes. But Wu got one spirit-sealing stake. It seems this guy's identity is not simple. Lin Yazue spoke in a deep voice. Indeed, it's not simple. Wu is the son of the Black Shark tribe's chief, so he is eligible to get a spirit-sealing stake. Zhou Sui said. The son of the Black Shark tribe's chief. Now that Wu is dead, won't we be in trouble? Lang Yuexi was suddenly stunned. She knows that the Black Shark tribe chief is a nascent soul old monster. Now that his son is dead, he will likely seek revenge. Don't worry, the Black Shark tribe chief won't revenge us anytime soon. Right now they are more concerned about attacking the Wuji Alliance's headquarters, not our remote sea area. Chapter 307, Obtaining the Third Stage Demon Core, Pseudo-Pill Cultivator _3. What's more important is, the Black Shark tribe leader has 108 sons, and he was just one of them. Of course, even if the Black Shark tribe leader indeed attacks our TN Star Island group, I can easily lead you towards escape. Zhou Sui calmly stated, even though he knew he had killed the son of the Black Shark tribe's leader, he wasn't overly worried. After all, things have already changed. When his teleportation insect was upgraded to the third stage, his escape abilities greatly increased. He could instantly transport 1,000,000 kilometers away. Even a nascent soul ancestor would not be able to catch up to him. If the enemy really attacks the Tri-Star Island group, he would immediately escape with his wives, abandoning this base. After all, there are so many places in the Kanglan Sea area, where can't he go? If he someday advances to the nascent soul realm, he can come back to wipe out the Black Shark tribe leader. Upon hearing this, Lin Yazue, Lang Yuexi, and Shen Baiqian all obediently nodded, their hearts filled with joy and an unparalleled sense of security. First, let the cultivators from the sect come over. Take all the meat of these sea beasts, even those of second stage and third stage beasts. These are all top-grade ingredients, we cannot waste them. Zhou Sui commanded. All right, I have already sent out a communication talisman, so many cultivators will be coming soon. Lang Yuexi asserted. Before long, cultivators from the three major sects, King Mu sect, Danding faction, and the Immortal Mist sect, hurried over on their flying boats. They were awestruck at the sight of tens of thousands of sea beast corpses strewn across the sea. Our sect master is really too formidable. How many sea beasts did he slaughter in the end? More than 50,000, right? Not just first stage sea beasts, there are second stage demonic beasts, even third stage demonic beasts. Wait, third stage demonic beasts? Does that mean they got third stage demon cores? Yes, according to the sect master, we got 13 third stage demon cores this time. He will put 3 of them in the treasure vault. Whoever has enough contribution points can exchange for them. No way, a single third stage demon core can produce a pseudo-pill cultivator, so precious. Oh, what an opportunity! If we really get a third stage demon core, we would all have a chance to become pseudo-pill cultivators. The various Foundation establishment cultivators were buzzing with excitement. Especially those old and frail Foundation establishment cultivators, their enthusiasm was ignited. They originally had no hope of core formation, attempting it would result in certain failure. But now, with the help of a third stage demon core, they could become pseudo-pill cultivators. Even though they lose the potential to advance further, it's the equivalent of being a golden core master and having a lifespan of 500 years. Which dying Foundation establishment cultivator wouldn't be eyeing a third stage demon core? They all looked at each other, perceiving each other as their biggest competition. This time, even if they have to bankrupt themselves, they must redeem a third stage demon core. At this moment, in a city under the sea which served as the Sea Clan's headquarters in the Kanglan Sea area, many Sea Clan nascent soul ancestors were gathered there. Damn it, my son Wu is dead. Just then, the face of Sha Chen, the chief of the Black Shark tribe, changed dramatically. He was enraged. He sensed his son Wu's life lamp had extinguished. A terrifying aura swept across the heavens and the earth, causing the whole city to violently shake and rumble. This was the power of a nascent soul ancestor. His anger was enough to change the color of the sky and earth, terrifying everyone. Even though he had many sons, there were very few as outstanding as Sha Wu. After all, Sha Wu was a late Golden Core Stage C clan cultivator, just one step away from the nascent soul realm. Once Sha Wu reached the nascent soul realm, the Black Shark tribe would have a successor. But now, Sha Wu had been killed, which felt like the Black Shark tribe has lost a very promising future leader. This was a huge loss. After all, talented members among the Black Killing clan were quite rare. What happened? How did your son Sha Wu die? A curious Arrowfish clan nascent soul ancestor asked. My son Sha Wu led an army intending to attack the outer areas of the Wuji alliance. But just now, my son Sha Wu's life lamp went out. Surely it's the human cultivators who killed my son. I must take revenge. The chief of the Black Shark tribe, Sha Chen, was irate. He immediately wanted to stand up and take revenge for his son Sha Wu. Hold on, what do you think you're doing? You're not planning to charge into the human sea territory alone, are you? The one speaking was the head elder of the Sea clan. Emanating a horrifying aura of the nascent soul realm, he was a powerful nascent soul late-stage cultivator. His demonic power was earth-shakingly powerful. This sent chills down the spines of all the surrounding nascent soul demons. Head elder, my son died in the human sea region, I cannot rest until this blood debt is paid. Don't try to stop me. The chief of the Black Shark tribe, Sha Chen, argued back furiously. Even though he knew the one before him was the head elder of the Sea clan, his inner fury had already erupted, still confronting him head-on. The nascent soul ancestors around them all broke out in a cold sweat. If they provoke the head elder, Sha Chen is probably done for, sure to be smashed into pulp. Everyone knew about the brutality of the Sea clan's head elder. His reputation was well established. I will not stop you, but I advise you to think it through. Chapter 308, Obtaining the Third Stage Demon Core, Pseudo-Pill Cultivator _4. Are you sure this isn't a trap set by the humans? If the human clan already knew about your son Sha Wu's identity and planned to kill him, their goal would be to provoke you into acting alone. Then, when you really get to that place, you could be met by a dozen or so human nascent souls. No one will be able to save you then. Besides, without you, Sha Chen, the Black Shark tribe might not survive in the Kanglan Sea territory. The elder of the Sea clan said solemnly. He did not stop Sha Chen from acting, nor did he get angry, but sounded like a kind and charitable old man. Now he was just trying to appeal to Sha Chen's sensibilities and reasoning. After all, the Black Shark tribe leader, Sha Chen, can still be saved as he is an important member of the Sea clan. This. Upon hearing this, even in his furious state, the Black Shark tribe leader, Sha Chen, had to calm down. Indeed, as the elder said, it's hard to say that this incident isn't a trap. If he truly falls into the humans' cunning scheme and their trap, he might never return. Without his protection, the fate of the Black Shark tribe would be worrying. As the leader of the Black Shark tribe, he had to take this into consideration. Sha Chen, I understand your inner anger. But now is not an ordinary time, but a time of war. This is a war between our Sea clan and the human clan. This concerns the long-term plan of our Sea clan. Even a single hair may affect the whole body. The death of any nascent soul cultivator may lead to changes in the war. You absolutely cannot make any risky moves that could harm the entire Sea clan. It's not just your son who has died, any of the nascent soul descendant children present here could also die. But this is a price we must accept, there can be no war without deaths. The elder of the Sea clan said sternly, staring at the Black Shark tribe leader Sha Chen. Elder, do I just have to swallow this? Black Shark tribe leader, Sha Chen, gritted his teeth, unwilling to accept this. Yes, you can only swallow it. Even though you're incredibly angry right now, you still need to endure. Of course, I'm not preventing you from taking revenge, but I want you to consider the bigger picture. Once we completely destroy the human clan in the Kanglan Sea territory, the human murderer will definitely have nowhere to escape. But if you act rashly, you could not only perish, but also drag the entire Sea clan down. The elder of the Sea clan's tone softened a little, he said earnestly. Elder, I understand. I will bear this matter and won't seek revenge. I'll settle it after the war. But could this really be a plot against me, Sha Chen? The Black Shark tribe leader, Sha Chen, took a deep breath and had completely calmed down, but he was still a bit confused. I'm not sure, it may not be a trap. Perhaps your son Shawu was simply unlucky and encountered a group of powerful human golden core masters. As a result, your son Shawu couldn't resist and perished. But regardless of which possibility, our Sea clan cannot take risks right now. Are you willing to gamble that this may not be a trap? Can you afford it? The elder of the Sea clan said solemnly. I understand, elder. The Black Shark tribe leader, Sha Chen, nodded. Indeed, as the elder said, it was a gamble he couldn't afford. Even if he won the gamble, he would just be eliminating the murderer of his son. For the entirety of the Black Shark tribe and the Sea clan, it wouldn't be of much help, just a mere revenge. But what if he lost and it really was a trap set by the human nascent soul cultivators? Then his death would not only affect the future Sea clan's plan but also the entire Black Shark tribe. He simply couldn't afford to gamble, nor dared to. All right, you don't need to worry. As long as we, the Sea clan, can rule over the Kanglan Sea territory, the murderers will have nowhere to hide. Thinking about revenge all the time is a foolish act. A true wise person knows when to temporarily put down hatred and think in the long run. Don't act unless you have to, but when you do, make sure it's a fatal strike. The elder of the Sea clan said. Don't worry, elder. The human clan is doomed this time, they will certainly not survive in the Kanglan Sea territory. We, the Sea clan, will surely be the ruler of the Kanglan Sea territory, no one can stop us. The Black Shark tribe leader, Sha Chen, was glowing with a terrifying murderous aura. The death of his son, Sha Wu, had thoroughly enraged him, making him exude a frightening killing intent. This time, he must make the human clan pay the price. Chapter 309, The Peach Blossom Master is hexed and captured back to Peach Blossom Island _L. 10+ days later. In the Tri-Star Island group, Wood Star Island, Immortal Mist Sect, at a quiet chamber in the Immortal Mist Peak. This was where Zhou Sui normally practiced his cultivation. Having just advanced to the early stage of the Golden Core realm not long ago, he still needed some time to stabilize his cultivation level. Therefore, these days, apart from dual cultivation with his Taoist partner, he also spent most of his time in the quiet chamber for harsh cultivation. It's been more than 10 days, yet there seems to be no movements from the Black Shark tribe's leader. Could it really be due to the war that they dare not come and take revenge? Zhou Sui narrowed his eyes. Honestly, he already prepared for escape. If the Black Shark tribe's leader really attacked the Immortal Mist Sect, he would definitely flee with his Taoist partner. After all, with the third stage large formation as protection, it could at least withstand the nascent soul ancestor for some time. Then, he could utilize the power of the teleportation insect to teleport millions of miles in an instant. By the time, the Black Shark tribe's leader could only bite the dust. However, it seems that the situation isn't as serious as he had imagined. There is still room for maneuvering in this matter. No, I cannot entrust my safety to others. I have to rely on myself. Whether or not the leader of the Black Shark tribe plans to kill me, I must make preparations in advance. I must raise my formation cultivation levels to the 4th stage. Once the formation reaches the 4th stage, it won't matter if the nascent soul ancestor comes. He definitely will not be able to breach my 4th stage formation. Zhou Sui touched his chin. His current cultivation level won't be able to have a significant breakthrough in a short time. After reaching the Golden Core realm, the speed of cultivation would become slower. Therefore, if he wants to increase his fighting power, he still needs to rely on the power of the formation. Only with the power of a formation, with the help of the forces of heaven and earth, can he challenge those beyond his level. To grow the array Heartgu, it depends on the 4th stage formation. In this sea area, the only place that truly sets up the 4th stage formation is the headquarters of the Wuji Alliance on Wuji Island. Judging by the time, my clone should have brought the array Heartgu to Wuji Island by now. Zhou Sui squinted his eyes. In fact, more than 10 days ago, his clone had set off for Wuji Island on a flying boat, advancing at an extremely fast speed. After rushing about for several days, he should have nearly reached Wuji Island. At this time, a port city located near Wuji Island, called Tranquil Sea City. It could be said that this is one of the largest port cities in Wuji Island, its population exceeding 50 million. After all, Wuji Island is quite large, equivalent to a small-sized continent, with a diameter of over 1 million kilometers. Many people live on it, with numerous cities built. At this moment, a flying boat landed at the port. Zhou Sui's clone walked out of the flying boat. After spending more than 10 days traveling, he finally arrived on Wuji Island from the Tri-Star Island group. Indeed, it's more prosperous than Immortal Mist City. Zhou Sui's clone entered the tranquil sea city, looking at the enormous city, and couldn't help but marvel in awe. The last time he arrived on Wuji Island, he also came to tranquil sea city. However, he was in a hurry last time and didn't have time to wander around. Now that he took a closer look, he immediately sensed the uniqueness of this city, inhabited by numerous cultivators. The Qi cultivation stage cultivators are everywhere. Even the foundation establishment cultivators are seen everywhere. Only the golden core cultivators are a little rare, but occasionally one or two could be encountered. This also indicates the strength of the Wuji alliance. It is indeed the overlord of this sea area. Basically, cultivators who have made progress in their cultivation would go to Wuji Island. After all, a lot of cultivators stay in this place. The place is rich in resources and offers more opportunities. Master. At this time, the figure of Sheng Guansu appeared in front of Zhou Sui. He had been waiting for quite a while. Next to him were his golden core guards, Zhang Wen and Li Hu. The three of them had been controlled by the evil seeds for a long time and had become his puppets. They had been cultivating on Wuji Island for several years. They had also garnered a lot of information for Zhou Sui. They proved to be quite useful as puppets and spies. He was quite satisfied. It was fortunate that he did not directly kill them in the past, but instead used evil seeds to control them. Otherwise, how could he obtain so much information from them? How's the news you've gathered? Zhou Sui asked. Master, if you want to get the 4th order premium large formation, I'm afraid you have to go to the core area of Wuji Island. That place is known as Limitless Palace and it is also the headquarters of the Wuji Alliance. There is a 4th grade premium large formation in the Limitless Palace Limitless Kyunkan formation. It is said that the power of this 4th grade premium large formation is infinite. Even if it gets attacked by dozens of nascent soul stage cultivators, it can still hold up. It possesses the power of Kyunkan reversal and infinite void, and it is awesomely mysterious. Sheng Guansu immediately relayed the news he had gathered. Very good. Can you freely enter and exit the Limitless Palace? Zhou Sui's clone asked. He didn't plan to go there in person because a place like the core of the Wuji Alliance would certainly capture and thoroughly inspect anyone who wasn't an internal member. But it would be different if Sheng Guansu took action. After all, this young man's father was the nascent soul ancestor, Sheng Guanqing. He could freely enter and exit the Limitless Palace. And it wouldn't raise any suspicion. I can't freely enter and exit the Limitless Palace. But I can find an excuse, say I'm visiting my father. In that case, I can enter the Limitless Palace, said Sheng Guansu with a serious expression. Chapter 310. The Peach Blossom Master is hexed and captured back to Peach Blossom Island _2. Excellent, I'll leave this matter to you. The clone of Zhou Sui nodded with satisfaction. Once the Array Heart Gu entered the 4th stage of the Limitless Palace formation, it would take some time, but then it could fully control the 4th stage formation and also elevate the Array Heart Gu to the 4th stage. By then, his own cultivation in Array Deo would also be enhanced to the 4th stage. Hey! Just at this moment, the Heart Eye's power of clone Zhou Sui scattered out, instantly perceiving an approaching powerful aura. Shockingly, it had reached the nascent soul realm. Before Zhou Sui could react, a graceful figure immediately appeared in front of him. A captivating fragrance accompanied her, intoxicated his senses and shocked his mind. Presently, an extraordinarily beautiful woman with a veil over her face and a tight-fitting long dress sculpting her perfect figure appeared before him. Zhou Sui immediately recognized the true identity of this exceptionally beautiful woman. It was the nascent soul ancestor, Master Peach Blossom. He didn't expect to meet this woman again so soon. I was wondering why I sensed a repellent aura on the street. So it's you, Sheng Guansu. Didn't I warn you last time? If you dare to come within a kilometer of me again, I'll surely take your life. Have you forgotten? Master Peach Blossom stared at Sheng Guansu, her exquisite eyes filled with murderous intent. The reason she detested Sheng Guansu so much was because Sheng Guansu's lewdness knew no bounds and he even tried to take advantage of her maid. As a result, she personally took action, beating Sheng Guansu to the brink of death. If it was not for the intervention of Sheng Guanqing, Sheng Guansu would have certainly died. Because of this incident, she detested Sheng Guansu to the extreme and forbade him from approaching within a kilometer of her. I'm sorry, Master Peach Blossom. I didn't know you were in this vicinity. If I had known earlier, I would have rolled away. At this moment, Shang Guansu seemed to recall his previous painful memories. Even though he was now a puppet under demon seed control, recalling his past experiences still instilled fear in him, making him shudder in place. After all, she is a nascent soul ancestor. Even with his father's reputation, it might not necessarily ensure his safety. What are you waiting for? Get lost! Master Peach Blossom seemed to suppress her inner intention to kill. She wanted to slap him to death, but remembering that he was the son of Shang Guanqing and the threats that Wuji Alliance is currently facing from the Sea Clan, she couldn't act impulsively and compromise the overall situation of the Wuji Alliance. Because if she angered ancestor Shang Guan, it's hard to predict what could happen. Yes, I'll leave now. Shang Guansu didn't waste any more time, taking his 2 golden core guards, he quickly left the place. After Shang Guansu and his men had left, Master Peach Blossom's exquisite eyes landed on Zhou Sui, scrutinizing him. If I remember correctly, you are the Foundation Establishment Elder from Immortal Mist Sect who joined the Wuji Alliance last time. How did you end up with Shang Guansu? Do you want to curry favor this youngster to get to the nascent soul ancestor? Being a nascent soul cultivator, her memory was extremely sharp, having reached the level of never forgetting any encounter. Even if she had only met once, she could remember clearly. Not to mention, Zhou Sui was naturally handsome and extraordinary, just like a banished immortal. This made him even more memorable. Typically, she detested men who tried to curry favor. But after looking at Zhou Sui's face, her inner disdain softened considerably, and she felt that things might not be as simple as she initially thought. Perhaps there were reasons for being with such a scum like Shang Guansu. Maybe he had his own difficulties and had to unwillingly stay with Shang Guansu. Master Peach Blossom, your discernment is indeed remarkable. I am not trying to curry favor with Shang Guansu, actually, I have no choice. He came to Wood Spirit Island and took a liking to my Dao companion. But he is the son of nascent soul ancestor, I cannot afford to offend him, so I can only submit to his will. Zhou Sui blinked, revealing the truth of the matter. Of course, 80% of this matter was true, the last 20% was fabricated. In the past, Shang Guansu indeed had such thoughts, but now he had been refined into a puppet by him, he was as good as dead. That guy is indeed a lecher. Rumors say he has a particular fetish for others' Dao companions, never thought he would be more despicable than imagined. I should have slapped him to death earlier. Hearing this, anger appeared on Master Peach Blossom's face. Looking at Zhou Sui, her demeanor softened a lot. As she had suspected earlier, a man like him wouldn't willfully associate with such scum. At first glance, she knew he was just, selfless, courageous and kind-hearted. Compared to a scumbag like Shang Guansu, he was infinitely better. Thank you, Master Peach Blossom, for your understanding. Looking at Master Peach Blossom, Zhou Sui couldn't help but sigh in his heart. The last time he encountered this nascent soul female cultivator, their encounter was too short, only now they were truly alone together. She was indeed the first beauty of the Wuji Alliance. Whether it was her appearance or her figure, both were equally perfect, very rare in this world. Especially a unique fragrance that pervaded her body, as if she possessed a special physique. Chapter 311, The Peach Blossom Master is hexed and captured back to Peach Blossom Island 3. She could bewitch every man and lead them to a point of no return. If I could marry this nascent soul woman cultivator, the benefits I could gain are beyond imagination. By then, I would not only have a nascent soul ancestor to rely on, but also a nascent soul woman cultivator as my Taoist partner. Be it status, position, or resources, all could be tremendously elevated. That's right, I still have the offspring worm of Obsession Gu. Moreover, the Obsession Gu has advanced to the 4th stage, enough to affect a nascent soul woman cultivator. This is a golden opportunity. Zhou Sui's clone had a thought. In fact, not only this clone carries the offspring worm of Obsession Gu, but every clone carries the offspring worm cultivated by the Obsession Gu. After all, deploying Gu doesn't necessarily require the main body's action, using the offspring worm is completely sufficient. The reason every clone carries the offspring worm is naturally as a backup measure. If there is a chance to meet a nascent soul woman cultivator of my preference, a chance to take action will present itself. Now, it seems like such an opportunity has indeed presented itself. Once missed, there will be no next time. After all, it's not easy to encounter a nascent soul female cultivator. They are usually busy and often in secluded cultivation. Stumbling upon one is already considered extremely fortunate. Swoosh! Upon this thought, Zhou Sui's clone subtly moved, instantly the offspring worm transformed into an invisible force, silently blending into the void, penetrating all of Master Peach Blossom's defenses. In no time, the offspring worm entered the body of Master Peach Blossom. Master Peach Blossom didn't notice anything. After all, the power of the obsession goo is not something ordinary people could perceive. Your Taoist partner? Are those the several golden core female cultivators from last time? Which one of them is your Taoist partner? At this time, Master Peach Blossom was clueless, and couldn't help but recall the 3 beautiful golden core female cultivators she attempted to recruit last time. Their figures, looks, and temperament were on par with hers. It was a pity that they didn't accept her invitation, or else they would have followed her to Peach Blossom Island by now. In fact, they are all my Taoist partners. Zhou Sui answered honestly. What? They're all your Taoist partners? Getting one such woman cultivator to look at you is already good enough. 3 golden core woman cultivators marrying you, a foundation establishment cultivator, are you joking? Master Peach Blossom was dumbfounded, she simply couldn't believe what she heard. She thought Zhou Sui was talking nonsense. On what basis could this kid attract 3 golden core women cultivators and even have all 3 serving him alone? Of course, if Zhou Sui's cultivation was strong, she would believe that Zhou Sui might have used some special means to force the 3 women cultivators to marry him. But now, with Zhou Sui's cultivation just at the foundation establishment, how could he force golden core female cultivators? That's like an ant trying to coerce an elephant, it's impossible. The only explanation is, this kid possesses extraordinary charm, making him favored by the 3 golden core female cultivators at the same time, leading them to willingly serve him alone. Master Peach Blossom, being in the foundation establishment realm is a thing of the past. After many years of hard work, I have already stepped into the golden core realm. Zhou Sui then lifted a bit of the phantasma transformation skill, leaking out his golden core realm aura. You've already advanced to the golden core realm? And you were able to hide it from my detection, it seems you've cultivated a remarkable ascetic breath skill. By the way, how old are you now? Master Peach Blossom looked deeply at Zhou Sui. As a nascent soul cultivator, she failed to detect Zhou Sui's aura change, failing to perceive the depth of Zhou Sui's cultivation. It could be inferred that the ascetic breath skill Zhou Sui has cultivated must be far from ordinary. However, there are many kinds of similar ascetic breath skills in the Kanglan Sea, this isn't considered much. It is at most a unique secret technique to protect oneself. For a cultivator, the most important thing is still one's own cultivation, this is the foundation. So, she didn't think it's a big deal. She herself also knows an ascetic breath skill like this. The issue is, she's now a nascent soul cultivator, she doesn't need to hide herself. Even when openly displaying her cultivation, no one dares to harm her. In the forest, it's the rabbit that needs to hide, while the tiger rampages without restraint. Master Peach Blossom, I'm now 54 years old. Zhou Sui answered honestly. Only 54 years old and already advanced to the golden core. And you're even from a remote sea area with scarce resources. Your talent is indeed extraordinary. No wonder those 3 golden core female cultivators took interest in you and are willing to serve you together. Master Peach Blossom immediately understood the thoughts of the 3 golden core female cultivators. Although it's rare for 3 golden core female cultivators to agree to marry a foundation establishment male cultivator, it's not impossible. The only explanation is that they saw this man's extraordinary talent and believed he would be an important figure in the future, willingly serving him. From the results, the 3 golden core female cultivators indeed made the right gamble. This man advanced to the golden core at merely 54 years old. Even in the whole Kanglan Sea, he could be considered an unparalleled genius. Placed in a nascent soul sect, he could even become a true disciple. After all, she was also born with a heavenly spirit root aptitude and a special physique. Furthermore, her father is a nascent soul cultivator, and she was born with a lot of resources for cultivation assistance. Chapter 312, The Peach Blossom Master is hexed and captured back to Peach Blossom Island _4. Therefore, she ascended to foundation establishment at 18, advanced to golden core when she was 40, and achieved nascent soul at 200 years old. By now at 550, she has only reached the mid-stage of nascent soul. Though her pace is a tad slower than mine, I have had a wealth of resources to aid my development, and it still took 40 years for my core formation. Without such abundance of resources, it would have been noteworthy to accomplish this feat at 60. As such, I presume this man before me, though perhaps not as gifted I am, must be close. He is a seed of nascent soul, with boundless potential. Maybe that's why those 3 golden core female cultivators willingly became his wives. But they are rather foolish. There are an abundance of faithless men in this world. You tirelessly foster them to greatness, nourishing them into dragons amongst men. But they might find a new love at the drop of a hat. All those years of hard work, at this moment, have already been swept away by the current. If this man were also faithless, those female cultivators are doomed. Master Peach Blossom, you flatter me too much. It was merely my determination and effort. My talent is not quite so grand as you imagine. Zhou Sui said with humble dignity. Indeed. To tell you the truth, I fancy you, please join Peach Blossom Island. If you agree to join Peach Blossom Island, you can pick any woman on this island at your disposal. Even the 18 personal maidservants of Peach Blossom Island, all could become your wives. Bear in mind that each of the female cultivators that made it to my island servants are among the chosen few. Be it their talent, looks, or figure, none are inferior to your Deo companion. Just agree and all this could be yours. Peach Blossom Island itself could become your support. That small fry, Shang Guansu, won't pose a threat to you at all. Master Peach Blossom stared at Zhou Sui, her peach blossom eyes radiating an indescribable intent. She directly propositioned him with generous terms, intending to recruit Zhou Sui. Thank you for your kind offer, Master Peach Blossom, I appreciate your intention, he replied. Of course I am aware, each of the female cultivators on Peach Blossom Island are stunningly beautiful. Their reputation within Wuji Alliance is renowned. But no matter how great other women might be, they can never surpass my Deo companion. It's not feasible at all for me to abandon my Deo companion in favor of wedding other female cultivators. Throughout my life, Zhou Sui, I've relied on myself, not on any woman. Zhou Sui portrayed a righteous stance, didn't hesitate, and declined Master Peach Blossom's generous offer on the spot. He knew well, this was undoubtedly Master Peach Blossom's test. If he accepted, then Master Peach Blossom wouldn't be pleased, on the contrary, she might get angry. After all, who would like a man who abandons his wife and children? Today he can abandon his lawful wife, tomorrow he can abandon you. This was a do-or-die question, and he wouldn't make the wrong choice. Of course, even if Master Peach Blossom sincerely wanted to recruit him, he wouldn't accept. He is a man who put in hard work to enjoy a comfortable life, not one who lives a soft life without effort. He only consumes the food delivered to his mouth. Why go out of his way to ask for it? Furthermore, he is now a golden core master, far different from the old days. Even the food that's served on a plate, he should still have a choice, not every entree appeases his appetite. Humph, you are quite something. Your Deo companion rejected me in front of so many people earlier. Now it's your turn to reject me. Do you think I, Master Peach Blossom, am someone who can keep taking rejections? Master Peach Blossom snorted coldly. For some reason, looking at Zhou Sui's affectionate expression irritated her. A feeling called jealousy sprouted from within her heart. Even though she knew he was a married man and she shouldn't interfere. But she can't control this feeling. Master Peach Blossom, that's not what I meant. Zhou Sui was momentarily confused. Did he choose wrongly? Did this woman sincerely want to recruit him and offer him women, rather than testing him? Haha, if it's not what you mean, then what do you mean? Come back to Peach Blossom Island with me, and you can explain to me slowly. Master Peach Blossom waved her hand, took out a lower-grade spirit treasure, a binding immortal rope. In an instant, the rope bound Zhou Sui thoroughly, tying him up tight and immobile. What? Zhou Sui was dumbfounded. He could feel his mana completely suppressed, rendered motionless as if the power of this lower-grade spirit treasure could seal the mana within a cultivator's body. It had never occurred to him that this woman could change her face faster than June's weather. Whoosh! Before Zhou Sui could utter a single word, Master Peach Blossom, holding onto the bundled-up Zhou Sui, vanished into thin air and flew towards the sky, heading toward Peach Blossom Island, disappearing instantaneously as a beam of light. In just a short period, Master Peach Blossom and Zhou Sui have arrived at the famed Peach Blossom Island. Chapter 313, women don't appreciate men who are too easily available. Peach Blossom Island, a famously renowned island in the Wuji Alliance's marine territory, spans 30,000 miles in diameter. This island is planted with all sorts of peach blossoms. The island has a spring-like climate all year round, with pleasant temperatures and scenic beauty. From a distance, it looks like an island in the hue of peaches. Of course, the fame of Peach Blossom Island comes not from the abundant peach blossoms that grow, but from Master Peach Blossom and his Peach Blossom Palace. Every female cultivator residing on Peach Blossom Island has a tall stature and a superb temper. Plenty of male cultivators would drool over them, considering the island a holy land of the Wuji Alliance. Unfortunately, so far, no one has been able to marry any of the female cultivators from Peach Blossom Island. Because Master Peach Blossom doesn't allow it. But right now, the whole island is abuzz with excitement. Female cultivators are all thrilled, their beautiful eyes sparkling with eager curiosity and rumor-mongering. Regardless of whether they are in closed-door cultivation or doing chores, cleaning, or cooking, they've all come out. Almost all the female cultivators on the island are talking about this incident. The island is livelier than ever before. Have you heard? The island master has brought a man back, one whispers. This is the first man to step foot on the island in its 300 years of history. Aside from the island master's father, another female cultivator spread the news mysteriously. The Peach Blossom Island population teems with women, their gossips innumerable. Besides, Master Peach Blossom hasn't tried to hide the fact that he brought Zhou Sui back, from anyone on the island. This news swiftly swept across the island, just like a hurricane. Is it real or made up that the island master has brought back a man? This is a groundbreaking event. Right? The island master never shows favor to men. What makes this man so special? Are we about to see a male master on Peach Blossom Island? To be honest, it's not impossible. And there's another strange thing, that man seems to have been bound by the island master using a lower grade spirit treasure, the binding immortal rope. Oh, dear. Since when did the island master, such a stunningly beautiful woman, need to assert power to bring a man back to the island? Exactly. The island master needs only utter a word to make countless men fall at her feet, lost in love. Why would she need to bind a man to bring him back? You might be right, but the men who are attracted to the island master aren't necessarily attractive to her in the same way. And the man who attracts the island master might not like her back. Isn't that how all relationships work in the world? Unrequited love is common. So, is it different strokes for different folks? Even such a breathtakingly beautiful woman like the island master can't escape love's complications. Who would have thought the island master, who's over 500 years old, finally has her spring awakening? It's just like a barren tree bearing fruit. What barren tree bearing fruit? This is more like an old cow eating young grass. The female cultivators were all astounded, discussing fervently, with wide eyes, gathered together, chattering incessantly. They were profoundly shocked by this news. After all, Master Peach Blossom, a cultivator who has lived for more than 500 years, has reached the nascent soul stage and had no exaggerated rumors to his name. Many people suspected that Master Peach Blossom only liked women, not men, hinting he might be gay. If this news got out, it would undoubtedly create a huge shock across the entire Wuji Alliance. No, it would even shock the entire Kanglan Sea. After all, Master Peach Blossom's charisma is known far and wide across the Kanglan Sea. Many nascent soul sect cultivators have succumbed to his charm. Yet, this time, he's actually attracted to an unheard-of man. It's really beyond comprehension. To be honest, how does this man look? Has anyone seen him? A female cultivator asked curiously. The other female cultivators were also eager to know what kind of man would be favored by Master Peach Blossom. Unfortunately, without Master Peach Blossom's permission, they couldn't get any closer to find out. He's stunning eyebrows like willow branches, a physique like a jade tree, fair and bright complexion, shimmering eyes and pearly white teeth, a celestial that's been banished from the heavens. I've seen many handsome men, but none can compare to him. If the island master is the most beautiful woman in the Kanglan Sea, then this man is definitely the most beautiful man. The two of them are truly a match made in heaven, a maid marveled. She didn't consider herself a superficial woman, but when she saw that man, she couldn't help her heart from fluttering. She just couldn't suppress her feelings. It was only then that she truly understood the meaning of love at first sight. But I heard that this man already has several wives and concubines. He isn't single. And the island master has only met him twice before bringing him back to the island. A female cultivator spoke in a hushed voice. You're kidding. Is the island master really that bold? Taking away a married man? This man already has a partner. Does the island master still plan on stealing him? All the female cultivators were dumbstruck. They never expected to hear such shocking news. It was earth-shattering. I've heard that some male cultivators only like married women and are not interested in anyone else. For instance, Shangguan old ancestor, Shangguan Su is a typical example. Who would have thought that the island master also has such a strange predilection? A female cultivator felt her perspective had been refreshed, as if she had never truly understood the island master until now. Chapter 314, Women don't appreciate men who are too easily available. Hehe, isn't this just normal? Why is it that men can do certain things, yet we women can't? That's right, whatever the island master decides to do, there certainly is a just reason behind it. We offer unconditional support. Being noticed by the island master, it's undoubtedly the greatest honor for that man. What's bad about it? Exactly. Who knows how many men out there wish to be taken care of by the island master, yet they don't have such an opportunity. Maybe this time the island master just whimsically wants to play with a man. Being toyed with by the island master, it's also the man's good fortune. The female cultivators discussed amongst themselves, unanimously standing with Master Peach Blossom, the island master. After all, their survival in the harsh Kanglan Sea region was all thanks to Master Peach Blossom's protection. If it weren't for her protection, they might have long become toys for other elders. No matter what the island master wanted to do, they believed it to be correct. Enough, enough, what's with all the gossip here? Go back to your duties quickly, you shouldn't be lingering here. If any of you cause delays in the island master's affairs, none of you will be let off. At this time, a tall female cultivator stepped forward. She was the Golden Core Master of Peach Blossom Island, one of Master Peach Blossom's 4 personal maids, named Chun Tao. There were also 4 managers on Peach Blossom Island, 4 personal maids who were second only to Master Peach Blossom in terms of status and strength. They were Chun Tao, Xia Tao, Kai Hu Dao, and Dong Tao. Each of them was a Golden Core Master, occupying high positions and holding substantial power. Yes, Lady Chun Tao. Upon hearing her words, the female cultivators all stuck out their playful tongues and dispersed quickly, no longer engaging in gossip. At this moment, within the main bedroom of Peach Blossom Palace, Zhou Sui was thrown onto the ground, bound tightly and barely able to move. Of course, this was merely a clone. Even if a mishap occurred, it wouldn't pose a big problem. He was very calm. Master Peach Blossom, for what reason did you have me bound and brought to Peach Blossom Island? Zhou Sui asked helplessly. Very simple, you angered me. After inviting you 3 or 4 times, you still dared to refuse me. Do you really think I have no temper? Master Peach Blossom spoke logically with a stern face. However, she was a bit flustered inside, as she didn't know why she had brought this man back to Peach Blossom Island. After all, men were not allowed on this island. Yet she broke her own rule, choosing to bring this man back. Even if this man's rejection had made her very angry, she still shouldn't have made such a choice. But she had indeed lost her sense a bit just now. She didn't even know what to do next. If she let this guy go, wouldn't her actions of capturing him be in vain? But it was also unacceptable for this man to stay on Peach Blossom Island. After all, apart from him, all the people on this island were women. What if this uncontrolled man caused trouble among so many female cultivators? In any case, she seemed to be stuck between rock and a hard place now. Master Peach Blossom, what can I do to appease you? Zhou Sui asked. Join Peach Blossom Island. Master Peach Blossom answered directly. But I have wives and concubines in the Tri-Star Island group. Zhou Sui hesitated. No problem, joining Peach Blossom Island doesn't mean you have to live here. As long as you serve me, that's enough. You can always return to the Tri-Star Islands, you don't have to stay on Peach Blossom Island all the time. Master Peach Blossom also lowered her demands, not knowing why, but whenever she saw this man's face, her bottom line seemed to keep reducing. Since Master Peach Blossom said more or less that, I can't be ungrateful. I agree to join Peach Blossom Island. Zhou Sui appeared to contemplate for a moment before choosing to accept Master Peach Blossom's invitation. After all, this was equivalent to gaining the protection of a nascent soul cultivator. The benefits were substantial and only a fool would refuse. Of course, he still had to keep up pretenses. Men need to be reserved. Women wouldn't value men who are too easily won over. Indeed. Upon hearing those words, Master Peach Blossom flashed a tantalizing smile, waved her hand and immediately released Zhou Sui from the binding immortal rope. This was equal to temporarily letting Zhou Sui off the hook. Since you have joined Peach Blossom Island, you are one of us now. This is the token of Peach Blossom Island. With it, you are a part of Peach Blossom Island, and you can freely come and go as you please. No one can stop you. And this is a 4th stage freeze talisman which, if fully activated, can contend with a strike from a nascent soul cultivator. It can instantly freeze 1,000 miles, and it can serve as your trump card. This is the high-grade defense magical treasure, the heavy water robe. If worn, it can weaken the attack power of your enemies and resist the power of skills, significantly enhancing your defense. And these are 10 bottles of Blood Lotus pills, a 3rd stage medicine that can quickly improve your mana in the Golden Core realm and quickly elevate your cultivation to the middle stage of Golden Core. Master Peach Blossom waved her hand and immediately took out a heap of treasures from her body and handed them to Zhou Sui. What? Upon seeing this, Zhou Sui was dumbfounded. He had never expected that joining Peach Blossom Island would bring so many benefits. It was just too extravagant. Each item held a considerable value. A 4th stage talisman could preserve one's life. Even when confronting a nascent soul cultivator, it would buy him some time. If it were a golden core cultivator, it could annihilate the opposition in an instant and discourage anyone from provoking. The high-grade defensive magical treasure was equally valuable, even Spirit Stone may not be able to purchase it. Even some of the poorer nascent soul cultivators may not be able to procure a high-grade defensive magical treasure. Yet, here was Master Peach Blossom, casually gifting such treasures to Zhou Sui. One could only deduce that this woman was definitely a super rich person. Among the many nascent soul cultivators as well, she was an extraordinarily wealthy existence. At this moment, Zhou Sui was again experiencing the long-forgotten feeling of being pampered. Truthfully, he had initially not wanted to acquiesce. However, she had been overly generous. Even if he wanted to refuse, there was no way he could. Master Peach Blossom, are the benefits of joining Peach Blossom Island always this good? Zhou Sui couldn't help but ask. Of course, every cultivator who joins Peach Blossom Island will receive so many rewards. And if you want anything else, you can also put forward your own requirements. As long as they are not excessive, they all can be fulfilled. Master Peach Blossom said in a somewhat guilty manner. Of course, not every cultivator who joins Peach Blossom Island could receive so many treasures, being able to get a 10th of these would already be a great deal. These were purely from her private reserves. She herself didn't know why she was treating this guy so well. Yet she always found herself involuntarily wanting to give up her own treasures for the benefit of this man. If that's the case, I want the heritage of the 4th stage formation. Does Peach Blossom Island have such a heritage? Zhou Sui was not shy in expressing his requirements. The heritage of the 4th stage formation was indeed too valuable. Even the King Mu sect, Immortal Mist sect and the Danding faction did not have such a heritage. Only a top-notch power among nascent soul stages could possibly possess such a valuable heritage. No one would even auction such a thing in an auction. There were simply no channels to acquire it. However, with assistance from a nascent soul cultivator like Master Peach Blossom, it wasn't unattainable. Although he couldn't acquire it instantly, it certainly wouldn't be too difficult to access. 4th stage formation heritage? Of course, we have formation heritage in Peach Blossom Island. But have you already reached the level of a 4th stage array master? Master Peach Blossom inquired curiously. I have not yet reached the 4th stage, I am merely at the 3rd class, high grade stage. However, I believe I will soon become a 4th stage array master. Zhou Sui slightly smiled. In the period just past, his array heart Guworm had followed Shang Guansu into the headquarters of the Wuji Alliance, penetrating deep into the Limitless Palace. The array heart Gu had also begun to invade the high-grade defensive 4th order formation. He believed that in no time, he would thoroughly comprehend the 4th stage formation. By then, the only thing limiting him from becoming a 4th stage array master would be nothing. It seems that my judgment was indeed accurate. I've actually managed to recruit a future 4th stage array master. The eyes of Master Peach Blossom sparkled with excitement. She felt a thrill in her heart. Her decision was indeed correct. This was far from keeping a sugar boy, it was merely a small favor from a senior to a junior. Moreover, nurturing a 4th stage array master would be hugely beneficial to the Wuji alliance. Everything she did was for the future of the Wuji alliance. It was definitely not about finding a man. Master Peach Blossom immediately felt justified and at peace. Zhou Sui stayed on Peach Blossom Island for a full week afterwards, acquiring the 4th stage formation heritage and a huge amount of treasures, before finally returning to the Tri-Star Island group. Chapter 315, Promotion to 4th Stage Array. Master, Grandmaster level skill _L. 10 years later. At the Immortal Mist Sect, Immortal Mist Peak, Quiet Chamber. I have finally advanced to the rank of 4th rank Array Master. Zhou Sui sat cross-legged on the ground with a look of excitement on his face. Ever since he placed the Array Heartgu in the Wuji Alliance's 4th class, high-grade array, known as Wuji Qunkan Thorup Shangguan Su 10 years ago, the Array Heartgu had taken a decade to consume this 4th rank array and became the spirit of this 4th rank array. The reason it took so long was inevitable. After all, the Array Heartgu had only attained a 3rd rank, high-grade level in the past. Attempting to consume a 4th rank array is akin to an ant eating an elephant, requiring a substantial amount of time before success is possible. However, regardless of the struggle, he had succeeded. Looking at the end result. This shows that he has stepped into the realm of the 4th rank lower grade array master with the help of the power of the Array Heartgu. At this moment, countless pieces of information about the 4th rank array surged into the depths of his sea of consciousness, each moment shimmering with sparks of wisdom, as if countless pieces of array knowledge were colliding. The 4th rank array differs from the 3rd rank array, belonging to a double composite array. That is to say, the fusion of 2 grand arrays boosts the power of the array by more than 10-fold. Of course, the difficulty is also improved by more than 10-fold. This is like a promotion from 2 dimensions to 3, an incredible upgrade. The Wuji Qunkan array is such a compound grand array, combining the power of a maze array and a slaughter array. Once you enter the Wuji Qunkan array, you will be confused by the space labyrinth. It's impossible to leave, and it even incorporates the power of spatial slaughter, capable of annihilating the enemies within the void. That's why even the cultivators of the nascent soul realm fear the 4th rank array, ranking it as a 4th rank, high-grade array. Zhou Sui marveled. After the Array Heartgu had devoured the Wuji Qunkan array, he finally understood how powerful this array was. It can truly be said to be the core array of the Wuji Alliance. As long as this grand array exists, enemies almost have no chance of breaching the headquarters of the Wuji Alliance. Even if it encounters an onslaught from dozens of nascent soul cultivators, it is difficult to break this 4th rank array. If I could place the Wuji Qunkan array within the Tri-Star Island group, there would be no reason to fear the nascent soul cultivators of the Sea Clan. Even if they were all to come out in full force, it would not be enough to break my mountain protection array. The pity is, it's incredibly hard to construct this 4th rank array. Even combined, the wealth of the 3 sects would hardly be able to acquire the materials for a 4th rank array. Zhou Sui felt somewhat regretful. Even though he has attained the rank of a 4th rank lower grade array master, it doesn't mean that he could construct a 4th rank array. Even the most skilled women can't cook without rice. Similar to creating an array, a significant number of array materials are needed. For instance, the core material of the Wuji Qunkan array, a 4th rank array, is the 4th rank material Universe Jade. This incomparably precious Universe Jade grants the array its supreme power to reverse space. However, such 4th rank materials are impossible to buy, even with money. They fall under the category of resources forbidden for sale. Therefore, it is virtually impossible to replicate such a 4th rank array. However, the most important principle when arranging an array is to suit one's measures to the local conditions. If the environment is conducive, the work will be twice as effective with half the effort. Just because the island is suitable for arranging the Wuji Qunkan array, it doesn't mean that the Tri-Star Island group would be. The geographical environment of the 2 places differs greatly. If one insisted on fitting it in, it would be like drawing a tiger yet ending up with a dog. Just like when stationed in a desert, you couldn't arrange a water element array. If you are situated within a mineral vein, you couldn't arrange a wood element array. Different environments correspond to different arrays. Unless one reaches the lofty state of altering the environment with arrays, it is then possible to disregard the influence of the geographical environment on the array. Perhaps such an array master might not even exist in the human world, and even a 4th rank array master couldn't reach such state. So for now, I should still stick to suiting one's measures to local conditions. The 4th rank grand array that best suits the Tri-Star Island group should be the Xianyan heavy water array. Zhou Sui narrowed his eyes. This was a 4th rank high-grade array he had obtained from Master Peach Blossom's 4th rank array inheritance among others. If successfully arranged, the power of this array won't be weaker than that of the Wuji Kyunkin array. The reason to arrange this array was naturally linked to the significant relationship it has with the Tri-Star Island group. Beneath the Tri-Star Island group, there isn't only a 4th rank high-grade spirit vein, but also a 4th rank Xianyan spirit vein holding within it an enormous amount of Xianyan qi. It could be said that the geographical environment here is very suitable for arranging the Xianyan heavy water array. This is a composite array combining defensive array and slaughter array. If successfully arranged, the area covered by the array will instantly form a massive heavy water boundary. Such a heavy water boundary can significantly weaken the enemy's attacks. Even if faced with a swarm of sea beasts, all would be swallowed and flooded by boundless heavy water. Once someone breaks into the array, the boundless Xianyan qi would unleash an enormous killing intent, forming numerous Xianyan sword qis, enough to tear the enemy apart. Even if a nascent soul cultivator stepped into it, they could still be slain by the power of the array, rendered unable to escape or avoid. The brilliance of a 4th rank grand array lies not only in the combination of the two arrays. What's more important is that a 4th rank grand array will form a double-layered boundary. Previously, a 3rd rank grand array could only form one kind of boundary. Chapter 316, Promotion to 4th Stage. Array Master, Grand Master level skill _2. If the enemy strikes with all their might, they can still break through the barrier and calmly escape from the formation. However, a 4th order formation presents a double barrier. Even for a nascent soul cultivator, escaping from within this barrier would be incredibly difficult. Particularly when the 4th order spiritual vein aids it, providing an endless source of energy, the enemy will have absolutely nowhere to run. Zhou Sui reflected deeply on this. It's no wonder that array masters have such high status in the cultivation world. A 4th order array master is almost equivalent to the nascent soul ancestor. Simply because once an array master grasps a 4th order array, even a nascent soul ancestor wouldn't dare to challenge him. If you step into the array, you'll inevitably be eroded by the 4th order formation until you are ground to dust. Of course, array masters also have significant weaknesses. That is, they can't leave the array. If they do leave the array, their threatening power significantly decreases. Essentially, they are tolerant of only their own nests. But for Zhou Sui, that doesn't matter in the least. After all, he has nothing to do and would never leave his base under ordinary circumstances. In any case, he has a long lifespan and doesn't need to compete with other cultivators over resources. Even if he progresses in a step-by-step manner, he can advance to the nascent soul realm, or perhaps even the divinity transformation realm, thus becoming the absolute pinnacle among mortal cultivators. If I want to refine the 4th order great array, Xianyan heavy water array, it will consume a considerable amount of resources. It seems I'll have to discuss this with my Dao companion. After all, I need the full support of Immortal Mist City to set up this formation successfully. Zhou Sui squinted his eyes. But he didn't rush out. Instead, he opened his virtual panel to check on his current progress in cultivation. Host, Zhou Sui, Cultivation, Early Stage of Golden Core, 70% progress, Lifespan, 64, out of 55 degree years. Aptitude, 5th grade Spiritual Root, 70% progress. Swordsmanship, Middle 3rd Stage, 20% progress. Rune, Lower 3rd Stage, 10% progress. Formation Cultivation Level, Lower 4th Stage, 50% progress. Pill Master, Middle 3rd Stage, 60% progress. Phantasma Transformation Skill, Great Achievement, 90% progress. 5 Elements Alchemy Technique, Grandmaster Level, 50% progress. 7 Apertures Spirit Secret, Hard Eye Recognition, Insightful Hard Eyes, Hard Eye Linguistics, 85% progress. Fireball Technique, Grandmaster, Wind Blade Art, Grandmaster, Golden Light Skill, Grandmaster, Ice Frost Skill, Grandmaster, Spring Wind Rain Skill, Grandmaster, Lightning Summoning Skill, Grandmaster. Obsession Goo, Lower 4th Stage, Clone Goo, Lower 3rd Stage, Wine Bug, Lower 3rd Stage, Gold Eating Bug, Lower 3rd Stage, Bookworm, Lower 3rd Stage, Dream Soul Goo, Middle 3rd Stage, Dragon Elephant Goo, Lower 3rd Stage, Golden Light Thousand Poison Goo, Lower 3rd Stage, Teleportation Insect, Lower 3rd Stage, Array Heart Goo, Lower 4th Stage, Object Searching Goo, lower third stage. Suddenly, an array of impressive data appeared in front of Zhou Sui. As expected, after advancing to the golden core realm, my cultivation progress becomes ever slower. Zhou Sui remarked, filled with emotion. He had been following the path of cultivation for 10 full years, only advancing his golden core realm early stage process to 70%. And this was only possible with the assistance of his Dao companion's mutual cultivation, and even with the aid of pills. As you can imagine, how truly difficult it is for golden core masters to cultivate. Sometimes, the progress of a golden core cultivator's cultivation might not show significant improvement even over several decades or 100 years. The situation arises as such. Aside from the lack of pills, the most important aspect is the issue of spiritual root aptitude. A 5th grade spiritual root might be barely sufficient during the foundation establishment realm. But once it reaches the golden core realm, this level of spiritual root aptitude can be somewhat of a hindrance. This tends to result in slow progress in his cultivation. But this is also an unavoidable circumstance. The improvement of the spiritual root aptitude is something against the will of heaven. The fact that he can use the power of the obsession gu to help improve his spiritual root aptitude is indeed a defiance of the heavens. Even if the speed of improvement is slow, it's improving nonetheless. Moreover, the 5th grade spiritual root is currently at 70% progress, which is quite good. It's estimated that in some time, there will be a chance to promote the aptitude of the 4th grade spiritual root. At that time, his efficiency in cultivation will definitely increase dramatically. As I expected, my formation cultivation level is only at the lower 4th stage. If I want to advance to the upper 4th realm level, it would take some time. Zhou Sui rubbed his chin thoughtfully. Understanding a superior 4th order formation only meant that he had comprehended the mystery of the 4th order formation. It didn't mean he had really raised his formation cultivation level to the superior 4th order. If the formation cultivation level had really been promoted to the superior 4th order, it would mean that he had fully comprehended each 4th order formation. No matter which 4th order formation it was, he could set it up effortlessly. To be honest, even if he is only a lower 4th order array master, he would be considered a top existence in the Kanglan Sea, and he could be called a Grand Master of formation cultivation. Those who could match his formation cultivation level must be few and far between. Because he knew how difficult it was to comprehend the 4th order formation. The difference between the 3rd and 4th orders was like the difference between a kindergarten child and a university student. The difficulty had increased by more than 10-fold. In the Kanglan Seas, there are quite a lot of 3rd order array masters, but the 4th order array masters can be counted on one's fingers. It seems hard-eye linguistics is also close to being refined. I'll have to find time to completely refine this hard-eye. Zhou Sui was quite satisfied with the progress of his hard-eye linguistics. After all, over these 10 years, he had not paid too much attention to refining hard-eyes. Because the ability of this hard-eye didn't contribute much to his current advancement in cultivation, and it didn't increase his combat power significantly. It was simply incomparable to his formation cultivation level. Chapter 317, Promotion to 4th Stage Array Master, Grandmaster Level Skill _3. Although he had temporarily postponed his training in Hard Eye, he had still managed to advance it to 85% completion. The formation of the eye was not far off. Upon success, he would be accomplished in the language of all things. This was an extremely vital ability. Within the Kanglan Sea region, there existed countless creatures and species. Each had its own language, incomprehensible to ordinary humans. But with the power of hard-eye linguistics, he could understand others without learning their writing or language. It was akin to a universal translator. However, the most considerable improvement was in my spell casting abilities. Zhou Sui saw on his virtual panel, almost all his basic spells had reached the level of a Grandmaster. The reason his skills improved so rapidly was due to the power of the 3rd stage bookworm. When he entered the virtual library to practice various spells, his comprehension skills increased threefold. Hence, his understanding of various spells developed at a lightning speed. And they were all basic spells at best. Therefore, it was easy to cultivate them to the Grandmaster realm. After all, he was now a Golden Core Master. Cultivating these basic spells felt as easy as turning over his hand. It was like a university student solving kindergartner's problems. Fireball Technique, Windblade Art, Ice Frost Skill, Golden Light Skill. At this moment, Zhou Sui stood up and started casting various spells. Boom! Suddenly, a fireball flew out like a cannonball, instantly hitting the wall in the chamber, creating a massive hole with fire splattering, a demonstration of infinite power. A wind blade also flew out, sharp as sword chi, and instantly a several-meter-long crack appeared on the wall in front of him. When the ice frost skill was cast, the ground instantly froze into a thick layer of ice, lowering the temperature by tens of degrees. The power of each spell was extraordinary. As expected, even basic spells, when cultivated to the Grandmaster realm, become unimaginably powerful. In addition, being propelled by Golden Core cultivation power, the power of the spells become even more astonishing. Zhou Sui thought of the renowned spell cultivators in the cultivation world. They specialized in various spells and were proficient in many spell battles, their battle power not inferior to sword cultivators. Each spell cultivator was a moving fortress in the cultivation world, each making their name known. Now, he also had some of the might of a spell cultivator. It can be said, in the cultivation world, each capacity when cultivated to the extreme, would create immense power. With the rich golden core cultivation power in me, it's easy to become a spell cultivator. Other spell cultivators would need to rest and recover their mana after casting a few dozen spells. But I could probably cast hundreds of spells without any issues. I truly am the moving fortress of the cultivation world, capable of remotely controlling the power of spells and bombarding enemies. Zhou Sui was brimming with pride. Half an hour later, he also finished testing various abilities and exited the Serenity Chamber. Thus ended this cultivation retreat. Master, have finished your secluded cultivation. Did you make a breakthrough? At this moment, Ji Binjiu, Xia Jinjian, Mu Ziai, Lang Yuexi, Lin Yazhu and Shen Baiqian greeted him excitedly as he emerged from the chamber. They knew that their master's solitary cultivation must have resulted in a significant breakthrough. It's not that easy to make a breakthrough in cultivation. Zhou Sui waved his hand dismissively. Though he had been cultivating intensely for 10 years, his cultivation still remained at the early Golden Core stage. After all, after advancing to the Golden Core realm, the speed of cultivation slowed down significantly. Even if there was no breakthrough for decades or even a century, it was quite common. Some were even trapped in the early Golden Core stage for their entire lives. Of course, under intense cultivation, his cultivation progress was satisfactory. He had made 70% progress in the early Golden Core stage, with only 30% more needed to advance to the mid-Golden Core stage. This speed compared to ordinary Golden Core cultivators was incredibly fast. Although there was no breakthrough in cultivation, my formation cultivation level did. Now, I am a 4th stage array master. Zhou Sui smiled lightly, sharing the good news with his wives. What? Upon hearing this, Lang Yuxi and the others' eyes immediately lit up, and they all looked exceedingly excited. To be honest, this was even more shocking than a cultivation breakthrough, and the benefits were even greater. Even if their master advanced to the mid-Golden Core stage, his combat power would increase by 1 or 2 times at most. But if his formation cultivation level broke through and he became a 4th stage array master, and added a 4th stage array, such combat power might equal a nascent soul cultivator. The benefits of such were unimaginable. Does this mean that master can now set up a 4th stage array? Lin Yazhu immediately thought of this possibility. Yes, this time, I want to discuss setting up a 4th stage array in the Tri-Star Island group. Once the large array is successfully built, it can cover nearly 200,000 kilometers of the surrounding sea area of the Tri-Star Island group. By then, even if we encounter a beast tide, we won't have to worry. Of course, the resources consumed to build a 4th stage array are not small. It might deplete our 3 sections. Zhou Sui shared his plan, which was to set up a 4th stage array. Chapter 318. Promotion to 4th stage array master, Grandmaster level skill 4. Oh, I wonder how much resources and how many spirit stones would be needed. Shen Baiqian and the others curiously asked. Well, the main materials for constructing a 4th stage superior formation Xianyan heavy water are Xianyan crystals and heavy water crystals. But both of these materials are 4th stage materials, they're quite expensive. Although they are abundant, they are not considered rare treasures. However, one may have to exhaust all of his resources, just to purchase them. Zhou Sui gave a rough estimate. Upon hearing this, Shen Baiqian and the others lightly laughed, their expressions relaxing a great deal. So that's all it costs. You gave me a scare just now, I was wondering how much it would cost. With such a small amount, our immortal Mist City can probably earn it back within 5 years. Dear, you may not know since you've been closed off practicing for many years, just how lucrative our immortal mist city has become. That's right, our immortal mist city now has a population exceeding 5 million. We make astronomical amounts just from collecting rent, every year. Shen Baiqian and the others laughed lightly, each showing a proud expression on their faces. Now, immortal mist city wasn't the same as before. No way, is that real? Has the population of immortal mist city really grown so quickly? Is immortal mist city now making so much money? Zhou Sui was a bit dumbfounded. He really didn't pay much attention to the operations of immortal mist city, he left everything to his cultivator companions to manage. After all, in his previous life, he was just a homebody and was completely clueless about management. Even after being in the world of cultivation for several decades, most of his time was spent in intense cultivation. After all, people specialize in certain professions, so he decided not to bother with these matters. Dear, in the past decade, the seas ruled by the Wuji alliance have been undergoing earth-shattering changes. Especially the assault from the Sea Clan, it's been growing more and more intense. Numerous islands were conquered by the Sea Clan, leading to countless human casualties. Even with the Wuji alliance's strength, they can only manage to protect some of the key islands. Those ordinary islands were directly abandoned. In order to survive, many cultivators fled from the northern seas to our seas. Because our sea region is relatively far from the front lines, it is not the main direction the Sea Clans attack. Thus, over the past decade, our sea region has become a rare sanctuary. Ji Binjiu explained. Because of the Sea Clan's attacks over the past 10 years, this entire sea area has been chaotic. Without the management of the Wuji alliance, a large number of rogue cultivators took the opportunity to loot and plunder. The assault of the Sea Clan, the emergence of beast hordes, the wanton destruction of the rogue cultivators, made the sea region extremely brutal, with countless casualties. As a result, Tri-Star Island Group became a sanctuary in the eyes of many cultivators. In order to find a safer environment, many loose cultivators and cultivator families migrated to the Tri-Star Island Group. After all, the Tri-Star Island Group is very large. Even the 3 main islands have diameters spanning tens of thousands of kilometers, totally capable of accommodating billions of people. But apart from our Tri-Star Island Group, there are other third-stage islands, right? They might not necessarily need to come live in our immortal mist city. Zhou Sui wondered. Because the Tri-Star Island Group does have competitors, those cultivators who are fleeing could go live on other islands. Normally, that should be the case. But the Golden Core families in our sea region have encountered major problems. For example, the Yu family, Dai family, Song family, and so on Golden Core families, could not withstand the attacks of the beast hordes in recent years. Their protective island formations were broken by a large number of sea beasts. Coupled with many rogue cultivators taking advantage of the chaos, looting and killing. Now those Golden Core families have almost been wiped out. Only a small number of clan members managed to escape from the chaos. Unfortunately, because their Golden Core ancestors fell, and they no longer have the protection of Golden Core masters, they can no longer demonstrate the strength of a Golden Core family. All that remains of the clan are a few weaklings. Muzei solemnly said. In the past decade, almost all the surrounding Golden Core powers were exterminated. Apart from the Immortal Mist City powers, all the other Golden Core powers were unable to survive and disappeared. Gone just like that. Upon hearing this, Zhou Sui's expression became very strange. Once upon a time, all those Golden Core families joined forces to obliterate the Immortal Mist City. They were aggressive. No one could rival them at the time. The Yu family was the boss of the sea area, extremely arrogant. But what about now? Times have changed. Immortal Mist City didn't even need to take action, solely due to the chaos caused by the beast hordes and the rogue cultivators. These Golden Core families were naturally wiped out, disappearing into the river of history. It can be said that the power of time is exceedingly terrifying, enough to wear away countless enemies. He hadn't made a move yet, and all the enemies had already faltered. Chapter 319, Goo Insects Resisting Heavenly Tribulation, Robbery Thunderworn L. Yeah, they just disappeared. Honestly, we find it strange too. How could these Golden Core families be wiped out so easily? Even facing terrifying hordes of beasts, they had the protection of a third-order formation. Normally, they should have been able to hold off for a considerable time, instead of being annihilated. Upon thorough investigation, we noticed traces of demon cultivators. Lang Yuexi declared earnestly. The appearance of demon cultivators signified a fatal threat. They posed danger not only to Golden Core families but also to their triple Golden Core sect. It could be said that demon cultivators were shared enemies of all reputable sects. Traces of demon cultivators. You mean, demon cultivators might have been involved behind the scenes, sabotaging the third order formations of these Golden Core families. That must be the reason for the complete annihilation of the Golden Core families. Zhou Sui immediately understood Lang Yuexi's words. After all, without any artificial sabotage on the third order formation, the Golden Core families couldn't have been wiped out so swiftly. These Golden Core families had survived for hundreds, or even thousands of years. They were rather experienced in dealing with beast hordes. Without external interference, they couldn't have faced such a catastrophe. Without a doubt, the demon cultivators intervened, secretly disrupting the third order formation. Coupled with the beast horde's attack, the Golden Core families were naturally destroyed, families ruined and deceased, racial annihilation. This was purely an act of malice, not natural disaster. Your point is well taken. I previously sent people to investigate those places. Did notice traces of demon cultivators on those third order islands. Unfortunately, after looting the wealth of Golden Core families, they disappeared swiftly. To this day, we have been unable to trace them. Shen Baiqian lamented. After all, these demon cultivators posed a tremendous threat to Immortal Mist City. If they can assassinate Golden Core families, they can certainly target Immortal Mist City. Regrettably, these demon cultivators were all proficient in escape and concealment techniques. Despite their investigations, they were unable to find any hint or trace. This has become a significant concern for Immortal Mist City. Honestly, these demon cultivators have set their sights on us, Immortal Mist City. Fortunately, under our tight guard, they failed. More importantly, you, sir, have concealed our third order formation. The demon cultivators can't locate the nodes of the formation, thus unable to sabotage our third order formation. Lin Yazue spoke gravely. Thanks to the Zhou Sui third-class high-grade array master cultivation, he established numerous decoy formation grids. Enough to confuse many demon cultivators. Moreover, the array Heartgu, offspring worm therein after, conferred a spirit to these third-order formations. The formations became self-monitoring, camouflage the energy, and don't require other array masters' maintenance. This was extremely essential. Once a formation required maintenance by an array master, it could be targeted by enemies, potentially garnering awareness of formation nodes, and risk being sabotaged. But now, the formations deployed by Zhou Sui didn't require any maintenance. The demon cultivators were stumped and didn't know where to start. That's why, till today, Immortal Mist City remains unscathed. Without damaging the third order formation, these demon cultivators dare not break in. From the looks of it, these demon cultivators truly deserve to be executed by everyone. Facing a major crisis, we didn't expect them to lend a hand. But even if they didn't offer help, we didn't expect them to sabotage and loot secretly. These are nothing but parasites. Zhou Sui was somewhat angry, as he felt that these demon cultivators were purely detrimental. Do they not realize that after the Sea clan victory, the human clan would lose their foothold in the Kanglan Sea area? Though he could be a bit selfish, he would never cause harm to others and injure his clan. These demon cultivators indeed deserved execution by everyone. Their pursuits by reputable sects were with good reason. I believe you now realize why our Immortal Mist City rose to power so quickly. In fact, threats from demon cultivators, robbing cultivators, sea clan cultivators, demonic beasts, and so on, have turned our sea area into chaos. The sole safe haven is our Tri-Star Island group. Although many third-order islands became vacant due to the annihilation of the Golden Core families, these places were soon occupied by third-order demonic beasts. Ordinary cultivators simply lacked strength to reclaim them. Hence, cultivators from these islands, along with their families, and numerous mortals moved to our islands. Immortal Mist City now has a population of over 5 million. But aside from Immortal Mist City, numerous mortal townships were also established. These mortals, numbering more than 50 million, are dispersed across various islands. Of course, the more people who joined, the faster the development of our Tri-Star Islands. Ji Binjaiho provided an overview of the current situation in the Tri-Star Islands. Due to the large number of cultivators seeking refuge from the Northern Sea area, the population of the Tri-Star Islands increased geometrically. The arrival of these cultivators brought countless resources. Almost annually, Immortal Mist City earns substantial profits from these cultivators. Chapter 320, Goo Insects for Resisting Heavenly Tribulation, Robbery Thunderworm _2. Just collecting the rents of these cultivators was already enough to amass a fortune. After all, living in Immortal Mist City was not free, everyone had to pay rent. Even trading any item required the payment of taxes. Yes, it's because of these matters that my lord wants to construct a fourth stage formation, which fits perfectly with our interests. If the fourth stage formation is successfully constructed, those sea clan cultivators, those demon cultivators, and even the demonic beasts will be nothing to fear. Our Tri-Star Island group will be completely safe. Lang Yuexi and others were looking at Zhou Sui with utter anticipation. They were well aware of the formidable power of a fourth stage formation. Even the headquarters of a nascent soul sect was protected by nothing more than a fourth stage formation. If a sect had the protection of a fourth stage formation, it could at least ensure its lineage would not be wiped out for thousands of years. This was the true foundation of a millennial sect. Because cultivators can always die, but a formation can last for thousands of years. Good, good, it seems that I've underestimated the wealth of Immortal Mist City. In that case, the collection of materials for the fourth stage formation will be left to you. But you must act secretly and not let others discover. Otherwise, if those demon cultivators learn that we plan to construct a fourth stage grand formation, who knows what kind of trouble might arise. Zhou Sui warned. He didn't want the news of the Tri-Star Island group's developing fourth stage grand formation to become widely known. This fourth stage grand formation was best kept as a trump card. When the enemy arrived at the Tri-Star Island group, it would be enough to give them a hard time. Let the enemies taste the power of his array. Rest assured, my lord, leave this matter to us. Ji Binjiu and others confidently replied. They had long been familiar with such matters and maintained good trade relations with other islands. Buying these materials was as easy as pie for them. Yazhu, how's your condition now? How's the preparation for the nascent soul stage? Zhou Sui looked at Lin Yazhu, who had been preparing for the nascent soul stage over the years, using nascent soul spiritual objects to expel the impurities in her body to meet the requirements for the nascent soul stage. Not bad. There should be no major problems with the first step of the nascent soul stage, which is shattering the golden core stage. I'm just worried about the second step, the heart devil tribulation. And the third step, the heavenly tribulation. Lin Yazhu spoke with some worry. Even with the nascent soul spiritual objects on her body, she could not guarantee that she would succeed in reaching the nascent soul stage. If she could not overcome the heart devil tribulation, she would indeed die. And this trial was one she could only rely on herself to overcome. Even cultivators with heavenly spirit roots often failed at this stage. No need to fear, I have a way to help you through the second step, the heart devil tribulation. As for the third step, the heavenly tribulation, I've also found a solution. Zhou Sui gave a slight smile. The summoning demon heart scripture he cultivated was an unparalleled secret technique to deal with the heart demon. By using the summoning demon heart scripture, he could summon the heart demon inside Lin Yazhu's body and let the dream soul Goo eat it. In this way, Lin Yazhu could pass the second stage without risk. As for the third stage, the heavenly tribulation, he had also found a solution. That was to refine a new kind of Goo insect, called the robbery thunder worm. This type of Goo insect was very special and fed on the lightning from heaven and earth. It could control all the lightning between heaven and earth, with endless mystery. If the robbery thunder worm could be refined, it could be used to resist the heavenly tribulation. This would greatly reduce the power of the heavenly tribulation. The problem was that the main ingredient for refining the robbery thunder worm was extremely rare. It was called the thunder robbery fruit. This was a special kind of spirit fruit. It was the fruit of a particular spirit tree, the fruit formed by absorbing the power of heavenly tribulation. After consuming it, one could resist the heavenly tribulation to a certain extent. It could be described as extremely precious and priceless. Even in the auction of Wuji Island, it could not be found. This was a rare material that money could not buy. Therefore, he planned to use the power of the object-searching Goo to find the heavenly tribulation fruit. What's the solution? Upon hearing this, both Lin Yazhu and Shen Baiqian's eyes widened with excitement. After all, if a true method to overcome the heavenly tribulation was found, the success rate of reaching the nascent soul stage would increase significantly. They were aware of their husband's mysterious methods, and they wondered if he could indeed discover a way to endure both the heart devil tribulation and the heavenly tribulation. As for that, I cannot tell you yet. You will learn in due time. Zhou Sui responded with a slight smile. Darling, do share, I'll serve you many times over. I'm willing to practice any cultivation posture. Shen Baiqian clung to Zhou Sui. Her voice was naturally sultry, extraordinarily alluring as it seeped into his bones. Hearing her words, Zhou Sui could hardly resist. After all, they were husband and wife, he didn't need to keep pretenses. Soon, delightful tunes filled their bedroom. At that moment, hidden on one of the islands in the Tri-Star Island group, was a group of cultivators. They were the demon cultivators from the Black Kill sect. The collapse of the Yu family, the Dai family, the Song family, and many others were largely connected to them. Now, they had set their sights on Immortal Mist City. Immortal Mist City is abundant in resources, housing over 5 million cultivators. Just its yearly rent must earn an unimaginable amount of spirit stones. If we could loot Immortal Mist City, we'll make enough spirit stones for our nascent souls. A golden core demon cultivator's eyes gleamed with greed. For these demon cultivators, earning money through alchemy, talisman making, and other cultivation techniques was utterly impossible. Only through plunder and robbery could they barely scrape by. Their central principle was to loot, kill, and pillage. It could be said that most demon cultivators relied on these survival skills, knowing nothing else. Fool, do you think I don't want to loot Immortal Mist City? But Immortal Mist City is far too dangerous. Even the likes of the late Golden Core cultivator red-blooded old monster once attacked it. What happened then? They were all butchered by the 3 Golden Core female cultivators from the city who even traded their heads for rewards at the Wuji Alliance. You surely don't want to follow in the red-blooded old monster's footsteps, do you? Chided another Golden Core demon cultivator with a cold laugh. He warned his comrade sternly that Immortal Mist City was not a bone easy to gnaw on. It's been said that the red-blooded old monster had a 3rd-grade prohibition-breaking talisman, yet it proved useless. This is because Immortal Mist City concealed a 3rd-grade array master. This array master seemed to be the partner of those 3 Golden Core female cultivators, spending all his time cultivating within the section. Locating him is an impossible task. Another Golden Core demon cultivator stated grumpily. He had consistently plotted to capture the 3rd-grade array master, yet, he had never managed to see that lad in Immortal Mist City. He was always cooped up inside the mountain gate. One could say there was never an opportunity to catch him off guard. Moreover, he could not possibly venture into the core grounds of Immortal Mist sect, that would be no different from walking into a trap. That 3rd-grade array master is indeed extraordinary, with an unfathomable formation cultivation level. I once attempted to find the formation nodes but came back empty-handed. I was even potentially spotted by the patrol team. In short, Immortal Mist City is a hard nut to crack, don't meddle with it recklessly, or else our ship might overturn in the gutter. We are here merely to seek wealth, not to risk our lives. Robbery should aim for softer targets, not a bone hard to chew. Another Golden Core demon cultivator gave his opinion. He felt that Immortal Mist City was a formidable adversary, like stepping into a dragon's den or a tiger's lair, filled with significant risks. Therefore, he was having second thoughts. All right, if you all hesitate to vie against Immortal Mist City, then forget it. We can also go find some other 3rd-stage islands. This invasion by the Sea Clan is a golden opportunity for our Black Kill sect. Isn't it? Amidst the chaos created by the Sea Clan, we can fish in troubled waters and raid many Golden Core families. The loot we secured these few years exceeded the sum of our hauls from the past couple of decades. We're truly rolling in wealth. I hope this war can last a bit longer. Otherwise, where could we find such an opportunity? But what happens if the Sea Clan wins? What's there to fear? The world is vast. Where could we not go? Indeed, even though we do not stay in the Kanglan Sea area, we can travel to other places. Do you think the Sea Clan could conquer all the lands? Not to mention, it's uncertain whether they would even win. After my death, what concern would I have about a surging flood? The Black Kill sect cultivators were in a heated discussion, looking down upon the clan wars, completely self-centered and indifferent.